Adler make the push-out play for Rice. 18 yards on the pickup.
Well, we can watch here from the end zone. You can see what Major Applewhite sees. He sees the defense all around the outside, their perimeter there. Then he's going to take what the defense gives them. Go ahead and roll the play to the outside. You'll see that Major Applewhite sees it's matchup zone coverage. Nobody gets to the outside flat. Obviously a big open area for Cavill. Excellent game by the Longhorns.
Now, 1st and 10 for Texas at the 29. Applewhite hands it off to Ike, a yard or two, and that's it. Ike is stopped by Ferguson and Smith up front. BJ, a sophomore from Allen, Texas, and Smith also from the Dallas suburb from Plano.
Very well, Ken Hatfield was very pleased. I talked to Roger Hinshaw, their defense coordinator. He said, these guys, our defensive front isn't that big, but they're getting better each week, as you can see on that play.
Now, Mac Brown very impressed with the play of Rice's front four as well. The play action, wide open, up the 10, and inside down to the 8-yard line. The reception is made by Nunez. Ryan, a hometowner from Westlake High, who went to Colorado before. That has only been giving up 279 yards of total offense. Applewhite has shredded him on 5 of 6 for 56. This the 11th play, and Ike is stuffed. But Texas just very methodical, working it down the field. Some short stuff early, and then it opens it up for the deeper ball.
Well, when you can run the football effectively, it does open up the passing game. It complements a good play-action passing game, which Texas does possess. And Major Applewhite, the way he's running this offense right now, Bill, he is in complete command. And, you know, those guys up front, the big guys, they want to make sure that he's got a lot of safety back there and let him deliver those passes.
Smith and Thompson making the last tackle. Now it is 2nd down and goal from the 9. The pitch to Ike. Got back to the line of scrimmage before he is forced out near the 8-yard line. Kubish, the middle linebacker, and Travis Ortega. Ortega, an interesting story. Number 3, the strong safety. His great-grandfather, Dana Bible, who coached here at Texas, Nebraska, LSU, among other places.
Well, offensively, Texas this year, Bill, 11 of 12 opportunities in the red area. They've scored 11 out of 12 times. That's pretty proficient. They've kicked some field goals and got the ball into the end zone for scores. That's what a coach would like to see from his offense when they have an opportunity to get in the end zone.
3rd and 8 as Stockton loosens up on the sideline for a possible field goal attempt. Applewhite dumps it at the 4, and the stop is made there. So a decision for Mac Brown. Ortega made the tackle on Cavill as 4th down, and Stockton comes on. Chris, 3 of 4 in field goals, will set up for chip shot here.
Watch the left side of your screen. Ortega's going to sit in the hole, and Kwame Cavill, he's a big receiver, elusive. That's a good job of hanging on because Kwame's a big receiver, being able to push it in there. Good tackle, and the cavalry comes to Rice, forcing a field goal opportunity.
Texas setting up for a 20-yard field goal attempt. Stockton, junior from Katy, 3 of 4 this year, after last year going 16 of 21. This one blocked, and Stockton falls on it, and penalty flags are everywhere, but looks like it may be a face mask. Let's see on the call, but Mac Brown's got to be thinking, whoa, don't start me with these kicking woes again after that NC State game when 3 punts were blocked for scores.
We've got a hold against Rice. But there's one area that this team really can win in this game, and for Rice, that is in the kicking game. They can win in those phases if they play like. As we hear the call, we're going to get a re-kick, it looks like, Bill.
Well, that's a huge break. Stockton will come back on.
Sometimes when you have a block kick like that, you're just going to have a pull to the outside. They're going to pull somebody, which is defensive holding, and somebody comes through inside. We don't see it there on the replay, but you have a jumper and a Skinner. The Skinner goes to the outside, the jumper goes inside. Sometimes they want to do a timing situation where they pull the outside blocker out, and I think it's what happened there on that play.
Now an 18-yarder for Stockton, and he takes care of business here. So Texas takes advantage of the penalty. They'd have liked the 6, but they do get the 3. And the Longhorns take the opening drive down for an 18-yard field goal and lead it 3-0 with Rice to get the football when we continue here. 9:18 to go in the first.
If you're going to be in the lumberyard business, You better get those deliveries out on time.
Defensive group gets a visit. And some cool misting air on them. 14 plays. It took 5:45, and Stockton with the 18-yard field goal. And Texas on the board 3-0.
Good opening drive for the Longhorns. They spread the ball around. Didn't get a lot of running game going, but you can see why this team is playing the way they are. Major Applewhite spread the ball around offensively, throwing to different receivers. I tell you, this is a very capable passing team for the Longhorns.
Ken Hatfield visiting with the officials here. That's a kind word. He is upset.
Well, it all goes back to that block kick. And Ken Hatfield thinks that he had a good block. We couldn't see from the replay that we saw what actually happened to the infraction, but they did call a holding penalty on the kick block team. The only way that can happen if a guy is trying to cross the line of scrimmage and someone is held, or they pull somebody out either on the interior or the exterior of the line to make room for someone.
I'm telling you. Tell you what, I don't know if Matt Brown will be that enthusiastic, but be sure to catch Longhorn Sports Center with Matt Brown on Fox Sports Southwest each Wednesday at 1:30, as well as on Sundays on KTBC TV 1030 and KBC at 10:30 p.m. every Wednesday at 1:30 Fox Southwest. It's a great show as you get all the inside stuff, not just with football, but truly the Longhorn Athletic Department and what's going on. Well, what about keys for Rice as Coach Hatfield organizes his kicking unit?
Well, this offense is a spread option football team. They want to control the ball on the clock. They move the ball down the field. And as we saw in the kicking game, they need to create turnovers, play opportunistic. And if they can do one thing against the Longhorn offense, is shut down their running game, cause them to be one-dimensional, they may have a chance. But conversely, throwing the football, they can't allow big plays that the Longhorns be able to throw the ball down the field. These receivers, Kwame Cavill and company, can make a 5-yard reception turn into an 80-yard touchdown. That's the ability that they have.
Well, you've got control of the ball and clock, and Rice is also the type of team that if you're going to score, they want to make you take 6 minutes, which is just about what occurred there, that they only give up the 3, and they thought they had that nullified. But Ken Hatfield overall has got to be all right, but now our offense has got to give that defensive group a time to catch their breath before they go back out there.
Well, for 2 ball games, Rice's offense has not put a touchdown in the end zone. They've only mustered 2 field goals on the season. Not a lot of offensive production. This spread option offense that they run, tries to take advantage of the defense, a defense that can't prepare that much for an option team because, that's not something you see every day. This is a very unique offense. It has its formation from the old wishbone offense, and that's what the defense is going to see for Texas today.
37-3 the verdict last week in Michigan and Ann Arbor. Now on the other side, what about Texas keys tonight as the Longhorns lead at 3-0 and Mac Brown looks on after the long delay?
Well, obviously, I think they need to take care of the football. Don't give out Rice an opportunity to do well. That is no turnovers. Obviously, on special teams, Mac Brown had the problems in the punt game, the first punting team, the first game. Offensive balance, they want to run the ball and pass the ball a little bit more than what they've been able to do to start. And defense, they've got to get some 3-and-out situations, get their offense back on the field, stop those long drives by the Longhorns.
Stockton to kick off for Coach Brown and crew. And Rice University with one lone deep man, and that is Sean White, standing at the goal line in the far half. Stockton will get it to him and then some. And he downs it there, so the touchback, and both teams start equal in that category as Stockton does his job, and Texas will bring out the defensive unit, and Rice with Chad Richardson, the senior from Allen, Texas, to quarterback this group. He is primarily a runner with 33 carries for 38 yards. And has passed just 13 times, completed 3 for 55. Richardson, last year, he had a 224-yard rushing performance against Colorado State. So that gives you an idea of what type of game they'd like to have. On the option, pitches it, 25 and across to the 27-yard line, and carrying the football, Leroy Bradley, a 5'11 sophomore from Baker, Florida, stopped by Lee Jackson and Ahmad Brooks. Bradley in the backfield along with Jamie Tyler, the fullback. The other halfback is Mike Gingrich, a senior from Spring, Texas. The receivers, Tillman and Jackson, they can get a little bit lonely in this offense. And the offensive line, Bevan from here in Austin, one of the best. Gray, Baldwin, Fowler, and Sandel. And it's 2nd and 3 after the pickup of 7. Rice up the middle, but nothing doing that time as the football carried again by Bradley, the first 2 carries. Now defensively for Texas, Aaron Humphrey, the senior, leads them up front, joined by Hampton, Sean Rogers, and Cedric Woodward. The linebackers, Babineau, certainly a leader as a senior, along with the youngsters Lewis and Rawls, who are both very talented. The secondary is a little bit of a concern after some early injuries. Brooks, Jackson, Brown, and Hill getting the call tonight. 3rd and 2, and the Texas crowd trying to help the defense. Richardson keeps, now pitches, first down, 35, and across almost to the 40-yard line as Gingrich on the carry is stopped by Brown and Irvis Hill. He picks up 11. Good-looking play, Gary.
It was. Chad Richardson running the option to perfection the first play of the ball game, and again this time to the near sideline. Richardson does a good job of reading the 5 technique. You can see, watch him on his left side. He's going to see the tackle goes inside. He pulls it. They're taking the dive. He's around the corner. Good right-handed pitch on the left side. A little unique there, and Gingrich does a good job receiving the ball and turning it up for a good gain. That's how that offense works. It's a spread option. You've got to play assignment football on defense, and if anybody misses their assignment, it can be a big play.
1st and 10, the ball on the Rice 39 as they get their first down. Richardson squirts up the middle to the 50, and another first down into Texas territory. Richardson stopped at the 47-yard line of the Longhorns by free safety Greg Brown. So 11 on the other carry, 14 for Richardson on this pop.
Well, that's the kind of play that this can be. I see Chad Richardson, he pulls it out of the fullback. Hey, sees daylight, he's going to run it right behind him. Watch here, the fullback's going to go. He says, oh no, I got daylight behind my fullback. I'm going right up the gut here. He got Rogers a little wide behind Corey. Casey Hampton does a good job getting in there and makes the secondary make the tackle.
And Gary, one thing this offense always does, it brings extra preparation time to the opposing schools because you just don't see it very often.
And they don't have the preparation time. They had a normal week of practice, and there's a lot of things that this offense can do. Good job of staying home that time on the right side.
A little razzle-dazzle. They try to bring him back on the reverse, and Woodward makes the tackle, staying home. Cedric, 6'3", 295.
Well, Cedric is one of the front 4 up there. Aaron Humphrey, Casey Hampton, Sean Rogers. I tell you, this might be one of the best front 4s ever to play at the University of Texas. Watch Woodward here. Does a good job. He chases down the line of scrimmage. Make sure he's got any kind of reverse responsibility. Good job of coming back and making a play.
Also there to help out was Greg Brown. And now it makes it a little bit more difficult for Rice as it sits at 2nd and 15 on their own part of the field at the 48. Texas with a 3-0 lead, first quarter. Richardson on the rollout. Had a man open, but underthrew him. He was short of the first down marker, Gingrich. Brown was covering on the play. I'm not so sure Richardson could have kept.
Well, I tell you, this is the thing that Chad Richardson may be incomplete as a quarterback, throwing the football. He did work on it extensively this offseason and in the summer, but he had opportunity that time to throw the ball on timing to the outside and just basically underthrows his receiver. The receiver had a good 2-step advantage on the defender. He just threw the ball short.
Started 9 games a year ago, threw for just 598 yards and 3 touchdowns, while running for 746 yards and 6 scores. And again, 3rd down but long. 3rd and 15 for the Owls. Up the middle. Tyler, the fullback, got rocked by Woodward, Lewis, and about 5 others.
Well, when you have a one-dimensional offense, which is Rice's where they are right now, they run the ball, Bill, almost 90% of the time. When you have 3rd down and 14, they're almost forcing themselves to throw, which they don't want to do. You know, the first down play where they had a negative play, that's what really hurts the offense. Trying to inside handoff here on 3rd and 14 against this Longhorn defense. They're too good, too big, too strong up front to get any gain on that.
And Garcia is the lone punt return man. Now, Texas has blocked a few too, so they took that lesson of their own as Travis Hale is back to punt. Hale, a freshman from Duncanville, part of a state championship club a year ago, and he booms this one. It'll be returned up to the 10. Not a bad return in that situation of 6 yards after a 41-yard punt. And on the return for the University of Texas, Garcia. 5:44 to go in the first period. We'll take a brief break. We'll be right back. Texas on top 3-0 over the Rice Owls. University of Texas, Bill Land and Gary Reasons with you. Great crowd here for the Longhorns' 4th game of the season as Texas will take over offensively after the nice punt from Rice. And it'll be 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. And we're glad to have with us a number of guests are going to stop by this evening from the University of Texas. Phil Seibel, who is a pitcher from Cypress, California on the Longhorn baseball team. Good to see you, Phil. How are you today?
Good, sir. How are you?
Sir. Well, I knew it, you know, right from the beginning. Huh?
Hey, they teach these kids well down here, don't they, Bill?
Tell me what old is like, Gary. All right, well, Phil, we got a chance to visit with you. I know you had some international experience this summer with the USA national team. Tell us a bit how that went.
Oh, that was great. It was an excellent experience for all of us. Getting to go to Japan was unbelievable. Getting to play against a team from another country and getting to learn some culture at the same time.
Well, he's already learned respect. I wonder if he picked that up over there. 1st and 10 here on the 17, and Mitchell rolls out to the 26-yard line, brought down by Hebert and Dan Dawson. And glad to welcome Phil Seibel here. Good-looking guy. We want to make sure that we can take care of him and put him on camera. What was that Japan experience like, baseball-wise and also some of the other things?
Baseball-wise, they're an excellent team, very fundamentally sound. They didn't do anything wrong. They made no mistakes, it seemed like, and we were trying our darndest to get anything going. We couldn't do anything. Culturally, it was interesting. It was very interesting. Getting to try new foods and do new things is awesome.
Texas eating up the middle this time, speaking of dinner. And again, it is Hodges Mitchell, the junior from Dallas Skyline. And Mitchell rolls to the 34-yard line before he is brought down. And making the tackle on the play, Greg Gatlin. Take a look at this, Garrett.
Well, I tell you, when this offensive line gets it going, they're big, they're strong. Watch the hole here open up for Hodges Mitchell. Does a good job bursting through there in the speed of the outside. A couple of good cuts along the way and some missed tackles. You saw McMillan try to swipe at him, then the Owls come a-calling. Great run by Mitchell.
And Texas now 1st and 10. The ball on the 34 of the Owls. 3-0 Longhorns thanks to a Stockton field goal. Applewhite, again, plenty of time. And a collision up the middle intended for Mike Jones. He was crunched. McMillan, one of the defenders there on the play. We're visiting with Phil Seibel, University of Texas pitcher with the Team USA this summer. Now, will you use strictly in relief as well,
yes.
like you were in the college season?
Yes, sir.
And how is that, not knowing whether you're going to throw every day or not?
For me, it's a lot of fun because I always loved being in high school, getting to play in a position, and so I get to play every day. And so, being a relief pitcher, I always have the idea in my head that I get to play every day still. So that's always been fun for me, and just getting the experience, and it's been a lot of fun getting to play every day.
Mitchell pulls his way across the 15-yard line, and the tackle is made by Adrian Stadler, 19 yards on the pickup, and Texas moving the chains. You didn't play any football, did you, Phil?
No.
Look smarter than that.
Well, Phil, if you're gonna play football, you need to be able to block, and I'll tell you that's what Hodges Mitchell gets to the outside. Watch Nunez at the top of your screen on the right side, has a good block on the safety. That's what caused the corner to be there for Mitchell. Good gain to the outside.
And not afraid to put the shoulder and head into it as Mitchell earns a breather. 4 rushes, 71 yards. He came in averaging 2.8 a carry with 1 touchdown and 103 yards. He's certainly given that a bump tonight. 1st and 10, the ball on the 15 for the Longhorns. Applewhite stumbles out of the gate and will be down there as a helmet rolls by as well. Well, Phil, before we let you go, what about this Texas team this fall and, of course, looking into next spring?
This fall, it's still undecided. We're going to get started this week, so a lot of stuff will be decided this week. But this spring, I'm looking very forward to it. I think we're a lot deeper than we have been in years past in a lot of different positions. I think the new pitching coach is going to do a lot for the pitching staff. We're all very excited about that. And overall, I think everybody's just really excited to get going, and everybody's already talking about, playing games and getting going for the whole season.
Never ending, it seems. And what a program Coach Garita building here at Texas. 2nd down now and 15. The draw play, not much there for Victor Ike. Bill and Gary Reasons and Texas pitcher Phil Seibel with us. Well, Phil, we appreciate your time. The best of luck. And the crew wants to know, did you get a chance to meet Kevin Costner?
Actually, I met him my freshman year. He came to the games our freshman year, so I met him my freshman year. But he was sitting right behind me practically and during the movie thing, so it was a lot of fun.
What did you think of the movie? He was in town for the opening, I assume.
Yes, it was. I thought the movie was excellent. Being a baseball player, so I was able to relate well to it, so it was a lot of fun for me, and just the entire experience was a blast. We had a great time.
Never a bad baseball movie anyway, right?
No.
All right. 3rd and 12 here across the middle and incomplete. And it'll be a 4th down field goal situation. Well, Phil, thanks again. The best of luck. We appreciate your time.
Thank
nice
you very
to meet
much.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Phil.
Phil Seibel from the University of Texas baseball team. We'll have a chance to later on visit with some of the other guests from some of the other programs as Texas going to go for its 2nd field goal of the night here. Stockton had the first one blocked, but a penalty shortened it to an 18-yarder. This time, he's going to set up the 23, making it a 33-yard field goal attempt. Snap is good. This one, nobody touching it, and it is good. So Stockton, a 33-yarder with 2:18 to go in the first period. 7 minutes after the first one, Stockton, 15 yards further back, hits this one, and the Longhorns now lead it 6. Welcome back. It is Texas leading Rice 6-0 on a pair of Stockton field goals here with 2:18 to go in the first. If you'd like a copy of all 99 Longhorn football games, here's your chance. The University of Texas and Longhorn Sports Network have teamed up to bring you the Longhorn Video Season Ticket card are accepted. Sean White deep for Rice again as Stockton tees it up for the Longhorns. In the end zone, he'll take a knee there. So Texas will bring out the defensive group. Well, I guess the only thing Texas can be disappointed about is they look at the scoring drive of 8 plays and 68 yards, and Stockton officially a 32-yard field goal. Gary, they didn't get touchdowns. They did everything but put it in the end zone.
Well, they got what they wanted. They got a running game going. Hodges Mitchell had a couple of good runs in there, got them down the field, good field position. Then Rice's defense stiffened as they had the first drive down the field. Did a good job of pushing the offense of Texas back, bunched up on the line of scrimmage, and a couple incomplete passes, and they had to kick.
So Richardson brings the Owls out. 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 2:12 to go in the first. Bradley, the pitch man. Got a couple before he scampers out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Jackson making the stop that time.
Chad Richardson has the speed to get outside. It's a pretty good flat pitch. It's a lateral pitch. It almost goes forward. Bradley is right at the line of scrimmage, does a good job of getting outside the Texas defense. You know, I'll tell you, Rice's offense, they'll take it wherever you give it to them. Inside, at the tight end position, inside or outside of that with the quarterback, and pitch it to the outside to their tailback or halfback. This offense can go a lot of different ways. 2nd down and 5. Richardson keeps the football, got the first down to the 33-yard line. He gets 8. Rawls and Babineau make the tackle from the linebacker position. Well, Chad, go ahead, Bill. Well, Chad has run this offense quite a bit for a long time. Watch the exchange here. The quarterback has to turn in this offense. Go ahead and run the play. You'll see to the left side here. Watch his eyes. He's watching the 2 technique and the 5 technique. He sees the defense inside, goes right around him. That's exactly what the quarterback has to read. Chad Richardson has done that well tonight. And if he executes like that, pitches the ball effectively, it could cause some havoc for this Texas defense.
Talk about giving it and taking it back. Certainly did it perfection that time for Richardson. 1st and 10 at the 33. The rollout this time going to keep. Got a block. 40. Cuts back. 1st down again, as this time he moves to the 46-yard line before Greg Brown and Rawls make the tackle, and a pickup of 14 for Chad Richardson.
Well, it's assignment football. I talked about it early in the ball game. When you come to the outside, you have to have somebody come up and have force responsibility. That's a good block to the outside. That was the force. Couldn't turn the run back inside, and the quarterback does a good job, Richardson, getting up the field.
Richardson got a great block. I don't know if that was Sandoval. Man, somebody really laid out the Texas defender to key that run, and a 1st down at the 47 of the Owls. They're down 6-0. Bill Land, Gary Reasons here with you in Austin. Up the middle, the fullback Tyler. Nothing for Jamie that time as Casey Hampton and Sean Rogers make the tackle on number 37 Tyler, a sophomore from here in Austin.
Well, this is a thing that's going to happen for this offense. The same play, same read. Watch Chad Richardson this time. He hands the ball inside. He sees the tackle. He's making the play. He hands off. That's a misread by the quarterback unless it's a direct give to the fullback. Sometimes they will do that in this offense, but tell you that big Texas defense, you run right into one of those guys and they're going to make a play.
2nd and 10, no gain. Again from the 47 for Rice. 26 seconds to go in the period. Richardson slices it up the hash mark into Texas territory. And they'll mark the football at the 49-yard line of the Horns. Humphrey and Brown making the tackle. Aaron Humphrey coming in with 16 tackles through the first 3 games with a sack.
Well, that whole front four is going to have to play well. I talked to Carl Reese about playing against this type of an offense. He said they have to play out of their base defense. They can't plan just for this offense. They can't change what they base do. They want to be able to make plays, but right now they're going to have to make some adjustments, especially on the outside. When the quarterback and pitch opportunities come, they've got to converge on that a little better than they are.
That's the end of the first quarter here in Austin, Texas, with a 6-0 lead on a pair of Chris Stockton field goals. Second quarter coming right up. Owl band that performed here. They take their life in their hands when they go on the road, believe me. But it's a very talented and fun group to watch, but you better have a sense of humor if you're the home folks.
Well, whenever a mob assembles, things can happen.
That's right. Appropriately named. Chad Richardson comes out, and he's had an impressive first quarter. Richardson has carried 4 times for 40 yards, but Rice has yet to get to the end zone.
Well, that surpasses Chad's performance for the first 2 ball games. Now, he's really done a lot better this ball game so far, starting out, reading extremely well.
Keeps it here. Almost gets another first down on a 3rd and 6 carry. Rawls was there and Lewis. Number 2, Rawls, credited with the tackle.
Rawls is one of these linebackers. He's very active for Texas. He and DeAndre Lewis play inside here for the Longhorn defense. They have to read very well inside. They've got to read whether Chad Richardson is going to hand off inside. Beyond that tackle, they've got to straight to the outside. Be interesting to see how these inside linebackers play against the run as we go on.
4th and 1, Rice will go for it at the 44 of Texas. They're 2 of 3 this season in 4th down conversions. Now they call the timeout, trying to get Texas to jump off. Ken Hatfield, no go, says, all right, now do we really want to go for it, or do we want to bring on the kicking unit? As Coach Hatfield will talk it over, and while they think about it, we'll take a brief break. Longhorns lead it 6-0, start of the second. In summary, Stockton with a pair of field goals on the 2 stalled drives, although Texas has been impressive. Richardson has led Rice with 5 carries for 45 yards, 12 runs, 1 pass for the Owls. They're down 6-0. But Ken Hatfield makes no bones about it. In these games particularly, they're out to shorten the game and have a shot in the 4th quarter.
Well, that's exactly what they want to do. Stay close, make their offense, get on the field and run some clock off. That's what they want to do, get accomplished, keep their defense off the field. They've got an explosive team going against Texas, their passing game. So the longer the Owls offense can stay on the field, is definitely an advantage for that team.
And Texas, let's see if they can stop this 4th and 1. Fullback Tyler got it easy down to near the 41-yard line. Good movement by that Rice front as Babineau and Hill made the tackle in the secondary.
Well, they went over the left side behind Neil Gray and Rod Bevan. A couple of good players on the offensive line. Watch the push up top. You'll see your guard, your tackle, and your tight end do a good job on the Texas defense. Tyler ducks his head and gets the first down.
1st and 10. And nothing doing this time with the new quarterback. As Brown makes the tackle.
Yeah, a little surprising. I talked to Ken Hatfield about changing quarterbacks, and he said there's no design for this. He's got Corey Evans now, the young quarterback, into the ball game. And he's going to let him drop back. He's got a little more fleet of foot, maybe a better passer. He sparked this offense last week. He had 72 yards against Michigan coming in off the bench. But I tell you, I thought Chad Richardson was doing a good job of making decisions. A little surprised that he's making that change early in the ballgame.
Evans, 5'11" sophomore, 180-pounder from Richardson, Texas. Has rushed 10 times for 72 yards, had a 22-yarder against Michigan. The roll out of the pitch near the 40 on the call, and Bradley run out of bounds by Ahmad Brooks.
Well, one thing in Hatfield's defense here, he's bringing Chad Richardson back into the ball game. Maybe he had an equipment problem or something, but quarterbacks in this offense take a lot of hits. Every time you go down the field, what you'll see here is Evans comes down the line, he pitches the ball, but normally he's going to get hit by a linebacker or defensive end just before he pitches. I tell you, that creates a lot of bumps and bruises on those quarterbacks. Hey, and you're just one play away from going in there and being the starter.
Yeah, and you notice Richardson well padded there as he lines up. Back in the game on 3rd and 11. Rice down 6-0. Sets up to throw. In trouble and on the back leg, nearly picked off. Oh my goodness. Greg Brown, everything but the INT. As Woodward had put pressure on Richardson. He was in his face. Brown nearly comes up with the interception. That's another area we haven't really talked about. Texas is +6 in turnovers, Gary. Rice is -9 through 2 games.
Well, a lot of pressure up front there. You see Woodward throwing right in front of Chad Richardson as he's throwing the ball. It doesn't have a lot on it. Brown almost makes the interception. I think he was a little surprised that the ball was underthrown like that and really didn't know that he'd have a chance to make a play. Good job that time pressuring the quarterback, making him throw off timing, and obviously a little short of the receiver.
Intended for Evan Meeks as Richardson takes the seat. Rice will come on to kick the football again with Travis Hale or Scott Grimes. Let's see, Grimes, I believe, is going to come out this time. First punt was a 41-yarder. And delay of game. Yeah, Rice did not get that one underway. Really no big deal because they'd like to put it in the inside the 20 anyway. Grimes is the kicker. Scott Grimes at the zone 38. Line of scrimmage is the Rice 47. Excellent kick. And the fair catch called for at the 11-yard line. So Grimes does his job. 31-yard kick. Not worried about distance there. And Texas will have to go from their own 14-yard line, or rather their own 16-yard line here.
Well, I would expect that Greg Davis, the offense coordinator for the Longhorns, is going to come back with a similar package that he came with earlier in the last drive. Hodges Mitchell almost broke loose for a really good quarter that time. He's got 71 yards, I believe, on the day so far.
We're at Royal Memorial Stadium in Austin. You see the great crowd that has turned out, as we'll have a chance at the half. Visit with Mac Brown, hopefully going off, and Darrel Royal is scheduled to be with us here at the half. So stand by for all of that. 12:52 to go here in this first quarter. Just off the fingertips, I believe, of Mike Jones out of San Antonio Marshall. Jones, sophomore tight end. Smith putting pressure on Applewhite. He's missed his last 3 passes. Got off to an excellent start here. 6 of 9 in the first period for 61 yards.
Well, Major just floats this one a little bit too far for the big tight end. He has him wide open. Nobody's covering but the linebacker. It's man coverage, and the tight end runs away from the linebacker. Quarterback, you see the linebacker watching the quarterback, and quarterback takes a pretty good shot there. Is that Kubish coming in on him?
Believe so. You being a former defender, you just smiled and loved every moment of it, did you?
Hey, sometimes when you make a clean hit, it feels really good. I can tell you that.
There you go, folks. That's why he was so good so many years with the Giants. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 16. Applewhite, I think he downed the football, Gary. I thought he used the football almost to support himself. They threw a flag. Let's see what they call, as B.J. Ferguson and Jake Jackson were there for Rice.
Well, good push-up that time by Ferguson, getting back in the backfield, waiting for the troops to come as we see the hold called against the Longhorns. Obviously, I think the Owls are going to refuse this penalty. You know, this will be the first sack of the season for the Rice Owls defense. Actually, the second sack. They had a linebacker who got in on one earlier in the year. But they need more push like this. You need to get separation. You can see Ferguson.
Yeah, they haven't recovered a fumble. They haven't intercepted a pass. Yeah, they played solid defense, but it always comes down to you be able to get a turnover or two to turn a game around. Now they've got Texas pinned at 3rd and 26. Interesting to see what's called here.
Yeah, Ferguson did a good job of beating senior guard Roger Raisler that time. Yeah, you were right, Bill. He did put the ball on the ground about the 2-3 yard line. Had a generous spot there for the Owls defense.
3rd and 26. Ball on the 1. Up the middle. And that almost broke Victor Ike that time. Brought it out across the 5 to near the 8 yard line. Shell and McMillan making the tackle.
I talked about it earlier. If you're going to make something against this Texas Longhorn team, I think it can come in the kicking game. And Rice now with the team backed up, watch them to go after the punter.
All right, Hebert is deep. Ryan Long is also deep in the end zone. Long, the junior from Richardson, Texas, 6'1", 190, sets up for the punt on a 4th and 17 situation. Good snap. They came after him. Good high kick. And a great return on the underway. And then Hebert kind of jumped up, went nowhere. I don't know who he was trying to dodge, but he gets the ball to midfield. And a good series for Rice. 49-yard kick. Nicely done that time by Long, and he had them all coming.
Yeah, I tell you, I think this is the best field position the Rice Owls offense has had this season. The first ball game against Houston, they had to go 11 of 13 times. They had to go 75 yards or more. And I tell you, when they can get the ball at the 50-yard line with a short field, this offense has a little bit better opportunity to create things and get down the field and put a score in the end zone. When you're going the long field, touchdowns are not easy to create against a good defense.
Texas leading 6-0, had things mostly their way, but still just a touchdown away from being down in the game. The flip at the last possible moment on a flag. Maybe it was forward. And the play goes to the first down territory of the 40. Griffin on the carry. Brooks and Jackson make the tackle.
Yeah, I think they're going to call a hold on the outside here. Chad Richardson, he's going to take a pop here, but as he throws the ball, good pitch. Look at that. I think we had a holding on the outside there, right at the point of attack where Richardson went down. That's the penalty they're going to call against the Owls.
So it'll come back on the hold, and
holding
nice run by Griffin goes for
10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Anthony Griffin, junior from Gulfport, Mississippi. And Richardson brings him out now. 1st and 20. The ball from the Rice 40-yard line. 11:15 to go in the second. Longhorns with a pair of Stockton field goals, owning a 6-0 lead. Richardson keeps. Now the pitch. And the ball carrier, Hawkins, Vince Hawkins, a freshman from Spring, is stopped by Irvis Hill. And they'll mark this football at the 47-yard line.
As you can see the play stretch out here, watch the Longhorn defense pursue. They come inside out on the football. All the orange shirts are coming out there. And good job that time by Hill getting off of Tillman's block, making the tackle.
Babineau being helped off. Aaron Babineau. See some of the folks have, yes, gotten into the experience here. Boy, they can ill afford to lose Aaron Babineau.
He's been their best outside rusher the last couple of seasons. Does a good job getting up, good in space, and he's going to be sorely missed outside.
Senior from Port Arthur, 6'1", 235. Babineau providing leadership as well as the big hits on this team. And Anthony Hicks replaces him. 2nd down and 13. The ball on the 47 of Rice. Owls, play action. Richardson, a wobbler. Did someone deflect that ball? Because, man, it had to be. Gingrich was wide open. He ran a nice pattern. I think Humphrey, though, got a touch on it at the line.
You know, I watched in practice this week Chad Richardson throwing the football on timing. They work a drill with the quarterback coach. He's going to little play action passer, and he's got to throw the ball. They throw it over a net in practice about this height right there, and Humphrey gets up, does a nice job of timing his jump to get over it. But that's a pass that Chad Richardson's going to have to get over that defender to get completed. It's a good job that time by the Longhorn defense.
Humphrey coming to the rescue because Gingrich had a chance to get first down yardage and more. 3rd and 13, crowd reacts. Offsides. Believe it's going to be against the Owls. You see Neil Gray, the 60 might have been the culprit. 6'3", 270.
Yeah, on the left side here you see Gray, actually the tight end to the outside.
Well, Gary, you made the point earlier about offensive line of Texas and how big it is. Rice is certainly outmanned size-wise here, but some of that is by design, is it not, with their offense, and that you've really got to have great speed to run for this team if you're going to be up front?
Well, it's precision offense. It's precision blocking. They run a lot of combo blocks. They have to run real well together. They have to block and climb the linebackers. And you see what's happening here for Rice. The penalties or the miscues causing the bad situations offensively.
Richardson stuffed that time. Lewis, DeAndre Lewis, sophomore from Houston Aldine, makes the stop. Middle linebacker right there for Texas. And the Longhorn defense does the job. Gary mentioned Rice getting that great field position. They go backwards. And the Texas D that is steadily improving under Carl Reese and Matt Brown and crew.
Well, it takes a little time to get used to an option offense, and I think the Texas defense is starting to settle in on it. Did a good job that series, created some situations, but the penalties are what really hurt the Rice Owls that time. They could not get anything going.
Courtney Garcia is deep for Texas. Travis Hale boots it away. Line of scrimmage the 42. Garcia at the 12 and fumbles it. Back at the 9. Still jitterbugging. And to the 15-yard line. So Texas will get the football back. 1st and 10 after a 46-yard punt by Hale. 6'4" freshman from Duncanville. Brief timeout. We'll be back as Garcia recovers from the miscue, and Texas has the ball when we return.
To a contractor?
At Royal Memorial Stadium, Texas, with a 6-0 lead. 9:21 to go in the second. Bill Land and Gary Reason's back with you, and we're glad to have with us Edwina Brown, Texas basketball standout, is with us. Edwina, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Tell us about your summer experience.
Making it into the WNBA, and I'm proud I have 2 years experience behind me.
Well, we're going to get back to that in just a moment, but first off, Texas with 1st and 10. The ball on the 15-yard line, 6-0. And the draw, almost, but not close enough, as Mitchell is stopped near the line of scrimmage. Thompson makes the tackle. Nice to have that dream of the WNBA and a chance to put that dream into reality, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
That's it? I know, because for women for so long, college was a great opportunity, a scholarship to pay for education, but to know that you can actually make a living must be something.
Well, it's great to know you can make a living, but it's not easy. You had, 20 All-Americans coming out last year, and only 4 of them get a spot on WNBA teams. It's hard to do.
A lot of hard work. 2nd down and 9. Applewhite got time. Looking. Incomplete near the 33-yard line. The intended receiver, Jamel Thompson. Josh McMillan was covering on the play. Currently some fall workouts right now before official practice starts. How is that going? How's the team look?
Well, the workouts are going good. We're doing weights and conditioning, and everyone right now is sore because we're doing some new things that we haven't done in the past years. But I think we're looking great, and we're looking forward to the season.
Well, refresh our viewers a little bit about this Texas team that's coming back this year. It should be a pretty good group.
Yeah, we actually have 4 of our 5 starters coming back, and we have a group of 3 freshmen that are looking great, and we had some players that are coming off the bench, but that's okay. They're looking for a good season, and we're ready for it.
3rd down and 9, and the completed pass by Applewhite to Nunez. Ortega makes the tackle, but a 1st down for Texas as the Longhorns move the chains out to the 28-yard line. And 0 for 5 for Applewhite until this one, Gary.
Well, does a good job throwing the ball right in the middle of the field. He sees Nunez coming across, and he's getting a little hit there, but delivers the ball to Nunez on time. He's glad he's got a reception here to get his streak going again. 1st
and 10 at the 28 for the Texas Longhorns with 8:15 to go here before halftime. Mitchell turning the corner, 35 and maybe more before stepping out of bounds. We're visiting with Edwina Brown. What about the football experience here? How did that impress you when you visited? And what about some of the recruits that come in here when they get a chance to come to a Texas football game?
Well, I tell you, this is actually the first time this season that I actually have the opportunity to come out. But we have one recruit with us right now, and I kind of noticed that when the running of the horns came out, she got some chills. And I asked her if she was cold, and she said, "Oh no, no."
Can't be cold here tonight, right, Gary? Second down and 3. Texas moving the football with 8:07 to go in the second period. Applewhite steps in the pocket, coming across. Mitchell out of the backfield. Got the first down. He is at the 46-yard line for the University of Texas. Joe Bob Thompson, the inside linebacker, makes the tackle. And again, Applewhite spreading it out. 8 completions to 5 different receivers, Gary.
Well, he's getting good protection up front now. The big guys are really giving him a chance to throw the football on timing. Look at him. He's checking all his receivers and finally takes the underneath route. So he's getting his blocking up front. The receivers are turning small catches into pretty good gains.
And it makes it now 1st and 10. The ball on the 46 of Texas, leading 6-0. The pitch to Mitchell. Still moving. Mitchell, a great job to get a few yards. He was nearly nailed at the line of scrimmage. Thompson finally brings him down, but Hodges Mitchell sets up a 2nd and short situation, or 2nd and 5. Another look at it, Gary.
Well, I think Lance Redmond, number 70, is going to have a chance to get Mitchell. He's going to grab onto the outside, but can't pull him down. Good balance that time by Mitchell and getting positive yardage after contact.
And Mike Williams, talk about keeping with your block. Williams just drove his man into the ground, and that helped Mitchell. 2nd down and 5. And again, out of the shotgun for Major Applewhite, the sophomore from Baton Rouge. Cavill in the passing game, all hooking up again for Major Applewhite, looking much like the first series. And Cavill came back to get the football. Let's see if that moves the chains or not. They needed 5. Pittman made the tackle. And it'll be 3rd and short. They may measure.
Well, Edwina, you see Major Applewhite passing the ball around to his teammates like this. Do you girls do that on the basketball court?
Yeah, we do.
Well, I tell you, he's doing a good job of spreading the ball around the field. That's the first catch, I believe, for Kwame tonight. Got almost a first down for the Longhorns.
3rd and 1. Applewhite again on the keeper, and that will move the chains. Another first down for Texas. And Weena, what have you done individually, and have you had time to work on things? Because I know each offseason, even though you do the team stuff, you want to improve your personal game.
Well, actually, we have something that we actually call individuals. And I've been taking a couple weeks off, try to get my legs back under me. I just started this week's been the first week back for me. We're just working on some cuts coming off screens and some jump shots. And so I'm working on my shot.
All right, hang with us just a second. 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Applewhite. Again, out of the backfield, and this time it goes to Victor Ike before he is stopped. Edwina, it's good to see you again. Certainly enjoy watching you play and look forward to seeing it again this season. Going to be fun. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
All right, take care.
Good luck to you, Edwina.
Edwina Brown, basketball standout here at the University of Texas. And later on, we'll have a chance to visit with Mark Boswell, who is a 2-time NCAA high jump champion. And yes, we'll continue. Hope you enjoy it all, Longhorn fans. There's Applewhite's numbers as Texas continues to move the football. 5:38 to go in the period. 2nd and 4 at the 37 of Rice. Fakes the pass, hands it off, and Hodges is stopped. Hodges Mitchell stopped by Thompson. Bob Thompson makes the tackle.
Always a good play to complement the passing game. The draw play, and Hodges Mitchell tries to get to the outside. This Rice defense does a good job of pursuit from the inside out, and I talked to their defensive coordinator, Roger Henshaw, and he said, hey, if we can keep them between the tackles as they do here, our guys are going to have a chance to make the play, and they do a good job. Kubish and company, Joe Bob Thompson, do a good job catching up to the tailback.
This is the 11th play of the drive that started on the Texas 15-yard line. Applewhite. And complete. First down, I believe.
Interesting where the spot's going to be. Yep, looks like he's going to get the first down on the spot.
Boy, good grab by Victor Ike. You get your running backs able to make catches like that. What a bonus. And Texas now 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. Longhorns have thrown 34, thrown for a total offense, beg your pardon, 189 yards. They've run for 90, they passed for 99, and that's the kind of balance that Mac Brown would like to see. Good job of mixing it up. 1st and 10. Applewhite threaded it. I mean, credited to Mike Jones. Jones, the tight end, who came in with 5 catches for the year, picks up 21 yards on that reception, and Texas is knocking on the door again. What a throw here.
Mike Jones does a good job of coming up on the safety. You see him at the bottom of your screen here. He's going to run straight up the middle of the field. Applewhite lets him come, and watch Travis Ortega try to make the collision and knock the ball loose. But it was an excellent pass, got it low. Jones does a good job. When Applewhite has a chance to step up and throw like that, he has the ability to deliver it on the field.
Timeout is called on the field with Texas knocking on the door and leading it 6-0. Mac Brown out to visit with Applewhite and Krug. We'll take a brief break as well. 6-0 Longhorns. The Texas band loosening up for halftime. That is just 4:04 away. Texas hoping to put a touchdown on the board on this drive to expand a 6-0 lead. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line. Bill Land and Gary Reasons with you here in Austin. And when we asked Mac Brown, where has this guy improved the most, he said Major Applewhite has been a good leader, but he said he's just matured and grown even more in that role, and that would be expected, but it's always nice to see, Gary.
Well, as a freshman in the huddle a year ago, he had Ricky Williams in there and a host of seniors around him. Didn't really have to be the leader out there in the huddle, but now this year with those guys gone, with McGarity gone to the Cowboys and Ricky Williams off to the Saints and a host of other linemen gone, Major Applewhite has to command that huddle, and he's done a great job of doing that so far this year.
He got the nickname Opie, but he's anything but bashful in this group. 1st and 10. Going to the end zone. Incomplete. Well defended that time by McMillan. Looking for Nunez. McMillan right there.
Josh McMillan's a junior from Richwood. I tell you, he does a good job here in man-to-man coverage on the outside. Major Applewhite's got a timing play. He's going to throw it deep to the outside so only his receiver can get it. He's inside, got position. That's where the cornerback has to be. Try to get his head around possibly a little sooner to see the football. The ball's a little bit underthrown, but does a good job of positioning the receiver.
Defense, and Nunez never gave up on it either. He just kept battling. 2nd and 10 now for Texas at the 16. LaVille in motion, leads the way on the block. Nothing doing that time, though, for Victor Ike. Ike stopped by Judd Smith, one of 5 Smiths on this Rice team.
Jared Irvin, the defensive end on the right side of the Rice-Al defensive line, really made that play. He got back into the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage, and caused the blockers to have to stop. The running backs have to go around him or inside. That's what caused the play, and the defense pursuit for the Owls caught up.
Okay, Texas again may need the aid of Chris Stockton. 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line now. And out of the shotgun, Applewhite calls the signals. Incomplete in the end zone, and going for Kwame Cavill. Bedford and Dawson covering on the play. And that will bring out Chris Stockton. Let's take another look at that one.
Kwame Cavill is going to run basically a streak pattern, just kind of timing, get in the hole there. Major Applewhite has to deliver the ball. He has the ball touch his hands. Probably would make 8 out of 10 catches of that throw. It would have been a difficult one. Major Applewhite put the ball out there where he had to, where only his receiver was going to make the play.
So Stockton, who is 2 of 2, had one block, but it was called back on the penalty. He's hit from 18 and 32, and now this one is no good. So Stockton misses here, and Texas remains a 6-0 leader, and the 35-yarder won't go. And you see the concerned look of the Texas fans there, Gary, that they're going, wait a minute, this Rice bunch is providing a little bit more opposition than they had hoped.
Well, they remember a year ago when they had their way with this Rice-Al bunch here. Big offensive explosion. I said earlier, 650-plus yards of total offense. Not anything near that today because this Rice-Al defense is much improved. Their front 7 is doing a good job, and, you know, they're bending but not breaking. They're allowing, you know, Texas just to try field goals, and when you miss a kick, hey, that's a big plus for the defense.
Let's take another look as Dawson is helped off, and it's a good sign that he's okay.
Yeah, from the right or left hash mark as the offense looks at it, kind of pulls the ball and going to the side of the post.
Rice, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And Corey Evans, again, the quarterback. Evans on the option. Kicks it out. The ball to Bradley, and Leroy Bradley run out of bounds near the 24-yard line, stopped by Jackson. Glad to have Mark Boswell here with us from the University of Texas, high jumper out of Canada, who has seen a little bit of the world, a silver in the world game.
Yes, hard work and a new school record, conference record, national record. It was a great season.
Right up the middle this time for the Rice Owls as Leshber gets his first carry, Clint Leshber. And Leshber brings it out to the 35 and gives Rice a little breathing room, Gary.
Yeah, pretty good offensive play here. Watch the separation right in the middle of the field, and Leshber runs off the block of the right guard. That's Heath Fowler doing a good job for him. Leshber, a pretty good fullback. He shares time in there with Tyler. You know, it's kind of a running back by committee in that Owl backfield.
Evans stopped at the 37-yard line. Corey Evans brought down there. Brown makes the tackle. We're visiting with Mark Boswell, who is a junior from Brampton, Ontario, Canada. First of all, how'd you end up at the University of Texas?
Well, with hard work, I got known in the States after going to Penn Relays, a track meet, and I met the coach and I met everybody, and they invited me down, and I had a great visit, and I love the school.
You got to love that new track facility too. Even though I know you're a high jumper, that Meyer Stadium is something else.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's one of the best in the nation. I'm going to take care of it. It's great.
The tackle from behind that time for Texas. Sean Rogers makes the stop on a 2nd down and 7, and a loss on the play. Rogers, a junior from LaPorte, Texas, and not easy to bring Evans down from behind, Gary.
Well, you've got to block the backside. Watch him push his way through there. Rogers, a big guy, can move those 6'3", 300-plus pounds, does a good job getting down the line of scrimmage and picking up a nifty little quarterback.
Mark, 2-time NCAA high jump champ, indoors and outdoors. What's the difference in jumping as far as indoors and outdoors? Is it the wind, and do you have a preference?
Well, for me, I don't prefer indoors or outdoors. I just love jumping, but there is a difference with the weather factor, being it could be raining or windy. So for a lot of jumpers, like the indoors, but I don't really care. I love jumping.
Well, now you'll be a part of the Canadian national team. Are you set for Sydney already, or what's the process there?
Well, I made a team because I have the qualifying jump, and it leads into the next year. So I just have to stay fit and go there and represent my country and the university.
And what do you think that'll be like, an opportunity to go to Sydney?
Well, I've been there before for the World Juniors, and I won that. So going back, I hope I can go there and represent again and come back with a nice medal.
Maybe Gary and I can hop in the suitcase. I'll go along.
Are you going to be representing Canada?
Yeah, I'll represent Canada.
Okay. Hey, he'd be one good one to have on our team here in the States.
Yeah, that's right. We'll get that citizenship taken care of, can't we? 3rd down and 9, and the Texas crowd trying to help the defense, and the deflection on the pass attempt. And Texas going to get the ball back on the punt, it appears.
Yeah, Rice put Chad Richardson back in at the helm there. Took Corey out to let him pass the football on 3rd and 10. Well, when you've got a quarterback who's 5'11", and your defensive linemen are 6'3", 6'4", watch the hands go up. They're all coached. When they get on their blocks and the quarterback's receiving, wherever you are on the field, the Texas defensive linemen are going to get their hands up and in the way, and that's exactly what caused Richardson to throw an errant pass.
Travis Hale again to punt. He stands at his own 21. Garcia is back for Texas at the 25-yard line. 1:54 to go in the second period, and Texas nearly got the block that time. Jones coming through. Garcia, ankle grabbed and brought down at the 31-yard line as Joe Bob Thompson makes the tackle after a 38-yard punt by Hale. We're visiting with Texas high jumper Mark Boswell. Just how high can you go?
Well, I can't really tell you that, you know. I guess you guys have to sit back and watch me in the upcoming years.
Never set limits, right?
Never set limits.
There you go.
Let's take a look here. See if he can get up this high. Not a bad leap.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
See, what Matt Brown would like him is actually out there on the field goal block team. Put him in the middle of the field and get him up in vertical.
You ever play any football growing up in Canada?
I did a few camps, but I was more focused on track and basketball, and ended up doing track, and I'm loving it.
Out of the backfield, Mitchell, first down and more. Looked like he was going to be squeezed out of bounds, and now a flag on that right sideline, and that'll tack on another 15.
Well, that puts him in field goal range, Bill. It's going to be about the 35-yard line posted now for the Texas offense here with 1:38 to go in the half. Plenty of time to move the ball down the field, if not for a score in the end zone, get a touchdown, possibly get a field goal. Mitchell to the outside does a good job of running to the sideline with the clock. He has to stop that and watch out of bounds. He's going to get popped there. Travis Ortega, the safety, hits him a little bit out of bounds, and the amber linen comes out of the official's pocket.
First and 10, and the ball moved all the way to the 35-yard line, so that's a 52-yarder at the moment, and Texas first and 10 with 1:38 to go. And Applewhite sets up in the shotgun. Texas, the 3 wideouts to the near side of the field. Off the hands of Nunez. Good. Mitchell wide open on the right side. Came to Nunez. Jackson was there to pop him. Nunez might have heard some footsteps.
Well, actually, that's probably a good pass to drop. He's coming right back into the heart of the Rice Owl defense. He's going to be tackled for a short gain, and the clock will be running. See him coming into the Rice defense there. They're ready to make the play. Actually, a good chance to stop the clock.
Visiting with Mark Boswell. We'll wrap things up here in just a moment. But first off, Texas 2nd and 10 on the 35. Leading 6-0, 1:33 remaining in the half. Mitchell. Oh my goodness, inside the 15, move those chains. Ortega and Hebert stop a touchdown. Mitchell looked like, all right, that's 5. Okay, that's first down. Wait a minute, is he going to score?
I think Texas is looking for a feature tailback, and it might be Hodges Mitchell. He's got the leg drive that you need to succeed in at this level. Watch him get through the hole. There's going to be contact there. You've got the linebacker Kubish trying to make the play, and then people on the outside. He's also dragging tacklers. Good job of running that time by Hodges Mitchell.
Mitchell, 9 carries, 105 yards tonight. As that put him over the century mark. Here's Nunez on the reception.
Well, a 100-yard rusher is something that Texas has not had since 1996. The last one other than Ricky Williams to get that. That was in the championship game against Nebraska.
Ball hog. I'll tell you what, Ricky Williams and Mac Brown says, you know, they know he's gone. I know they gave him a parade, they gave him everything else around here. He said, but they keep him. What's the matter? Well, he said, when a guy gets over 300 yards, there's not a whole lot left to develop for the rest of your backs. And tonight we're seeing some of those guys coming out. 2nd down and 7. The ball on the 11. Applewhite in the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns! Carville. Kwame Cavill. 11-yard reception, and Cavill gets his 3rd score of the year. Texas will go for 2, it appears. Applewhite will stay on. Well, Texas leading at 12-0 and 1:04 to go before the half. They'll go for a pair. Cavill splits wide to the right side, Nunez to the left. Applewhite comes up the center to take the snap. Cavill in motion. Applewhite steps up, just out of the reach in the end zone of Jones, the tight end. Well, Mark, we wish you the best. What's your next competition?
It's far ahead. Probably indoor meets for the university, but for now I'm just resting and getting ready and preparing for school.
Well, you deserve it. Yeah, check out the classes occasionally too. Thanks very much.
Oh, you're
Mark.
welcome.
We appreciate it. Right?
Thank you,
Mark.
Thank you.
I tell you, Bill, Mark was really excited when Applewhite threw that ball for the touchdown. The horns go up with both hands on it for this young man. He is definitely a Longhorn. Good job here rolling outside, throwing the ball outside to Kwame Cavill. He got behind the secondary. Good job of timing, good pass, excellent execution by the Longhorns.
And it's 12-0 Texas now. 5 plays, 69 yards. And Give Mitchell the setup on that, though, that 22-yard burst that got him the first down, and just dogged determination on that carry.
Well, a quick drive that time, 41 seconds to net 69 yards and the touchdown. That's what can happen with your offense is clicking the way it was here this last series for Texas. Hodges Mitchell got in the action, running and catching the football, and Major Applewhite's got an excellent command of this offense, throwing the ball around the field effectively. Very, very good short drive by the Longhorns.
Sean White is the deep man for the Rice Owls as Stockton will come on to kick it. Texas with a 12-0 lead, 2 field goals by Stockton from 18 and 32, and then Cavill on the 11-yard pass reception from Applewhite. And for the Major this year, that's his 7th TD toss, and Texas leads at 12-0. White scrambles up to pick it up. Got by 1, hit hard at the 20, and that's it. Babers makes the tackle. Well, Major Applewhite may be a sophomore, but this guy, look at this, all-time touchdown passes leadership. Tied with Bobby Lane, Shea Morenz, and now Applewhite, and Peter Gardere at 37. That probably will go this year. And James Brown at 53, and here's Major Applewhite.
Just a sophomore. It's amazing how well this young man has competed the last couple of years going into this year. Bill, for 13 starts, he's 10 and 13 as a starter. He's got a streak of 13 games of throwing 200 yards or better and a touchdown in each of those contests. Excellent job at the quarterback position.
You mean 10 and 3.
10 and 3.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's all right. I wasn't a math major either, but I figured that.
Yeah, I just got excited. That's just the way he's playing.
Yeah. Brown and Hill make the tackle that time on Gingrich. Tonight, Applewhite in the passing category is 15 of 23 for 148 yards. Rice, on the other hand, is 0 of 4 in the passing game. And you can run all you want, but every once in a while you got to be able to complete a pass.
Well, you got to be able to stretch the defense a little bit, take the pressure off of your running game. That's just the thing that happens with this offense. If they're not clicking, running the football, that passing game certainly isn't going to work either.
And even though it's only 12-0, the further into the game you get, the more pressure it becomes to put the ball in the air, and then it makes it even more difficult.
Well, whenever this offense does get behind, it's a problem for the Rice Owls team because they're not a come-from-behind team. They're not used to moving the ball, making big plays, throwing it down the field. Hey, those touchdowns take time to develop for these guys, and they're actually looking for the first one of the season.
3rd and 1, Tyler. I don't know. Don't think he got it. After English carry the previous time, Woodard and Hill there to make the tackle, and a timeout. Texas, I believe. Longhorns want one more pop at it with 29 seconds to go. Good field position. They'll get a shot at maybe a 3, or who knows, with Applewhite, maybe 6.
Well, forcing this team to punt is probably a good opportunity here for Texas to get back on the field with their offense. Ken Hatfield, hey, he wants to get this team moving. His offense is not clicking right now. His defense has to rise to the occasion when they get back out there against the Longhorns. Major Applewhite, though, given opportunity with just a few seconds to go, the way he's passing the ball on timing, and the receivers are smart here. They know to get to the outside to stop the clock. Could give them an opportunity to score more points before the half.
I thought I saw my partner earlier today at the Longhorn linebackers pregame party. Starts 3.5 hours prior to kickoff. Live music, pregame pep rally, food, beverage, fun for all. 3.5 hours prior to game time. LBGA fountain lawn here near the stadium. And no, you don't have to hit anybody.
I'd have to go that as a linebacker emeritus. I'm not an alum, so I guess they let anybody come in there, though.
That's right. And pads are not required.
There you go.
Strictly a non-contact deal. Okay, 4th and 1. Rice showing them they're going to go for with 29 seconds. Long count. 5 on the clock. Now the timeout with 2 on the play clock.
Well, that's what you call the no-brainer play. The offense trying to get the defense to jump off sides, and good poise that time by Texas's defense to stay on sides and not create a stupid penalty resulting in a first down for the Owls.
But Ken Hatfield, you can't blame him thinking, hey, it's easy for everybody to say, don't move, don't move, don't move. We all know what's coming, but it's another to do it.
I think Ken Hatfield will take any little break he can get here in Darrel Royal Stadium. It's one of those things that, hey, we need all the help we can. It's a hostile environment. Hey, he's already had one call go against him early in the ball game. Had a block field goal attempt that they actually had a chance to kick again, and Texas puts points on the board. So he knows it's not an environment that it's going to be to his liking, so he's trying to pull everything out he can, while Mac Brown on the other sideline, he's trying to get his offense going, and they're doing that well now in the second part of this, in the second quarter, running the ball, throwing the ball. Hodges Mitchell, I think, is really starting to come to the forefront possibly as the key tailback for this offense.
Brown looking for his 98th career win as a head coach. Of course, at North Carolina, won 69 games in 10 years, and was at Tulane for 3 years. Assisted just about everywhere. He has got football in the blood, and he's done a super job here. Now they do go back to punt with Travis Hale. He's well protected and a good kick. Garcia fumbled the ball but out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and a 40-yard punt for Hale. And Texas will get it back as Ortega made the tackle. And the Longhorns, if they're going to score, they got 20 seconds remaining. They got a whole lot of distance to go. Ken Hatfield, boy, he's seen some times here. Of course, used to coach at Arkansas in the old Southwest Conference days. Played at Arkansas on the '64 National Championship team, and had that famous 81-yard punt return against Texas that year that led the Hogs to the national title. What he'd give for a touchdown of any kind for his club in this season right now. They're still scoreless on the 6-pointers. Applewhite comes out firing to Nunez. Nunez runs out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Stadler covering on the play. Texas has 1 timeout remaining, Gary, with 15 ticks on the clock.
Well, that's something that they have to their advantage. They've got the timeout. If they want to throw the ball down the middle of the field in this situation, thinking that the defense is looking for the outside play, they've got the timeout they can use. They may want to have to save that one to use, possibly get the kicking team on the field. Just one of the things the offense is going to have to use to its best advantage.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Applewhite going up the middle, got a man. Nunez, 38-yard line, and now they'll probably call the timeout.
Just as we talked about, Bill, they've got a good job of moving the ball down the field. They found a void in the middle. Nunez does a nice job working to the opening. Applewhite runs the offense very well. He knew that he was going to be open.
They stop the clock to move the chains, and then Applewhite spikes it to save the timeout. They lost 2 seconds on that, but it gives them an opportunity for 1 more play before the field goal.
A little surprising that the referees didn't call timeout, because Applewhite's running down the field behind that, calling timeout.
Was he signaling timeout?
He was signaling timeout, running behind the play.
And I guess at some point he finally said, hey, the heck with it, we'll just go spike it, since they weren't recognizing him anyway.
Well, with 6 seconds on the clock now, they've got to work quick. They've got to get the ball quickly to the outside. Can only have a chance to go for 2 or 3 yards, or just throw it up deep to the end zone.
Applewhite out of the shotgun. Going out of bounds, and then it worked. Got it to the 32, so they picked up 7 more yards. That'll make it about a 59-yarder?
49 to 50, be close in that area.
So they mark it at the 32-yard line. So it'll be he's going to set up at the 38-yard line. So a 48-yard attempt. Let's see what he's done tonight. Hit 2 of 3. 48-yarder for Stockton. Texas with a 12-0 lead and 2 seconds to go. Long enough, and it's good. Longhorns, great job of clock management as Stockton hits his 3rd field goal of the night with time expiring. And Texas takes a 15-0 lead into the locker room. They got 9 points in the last 1:04 of this half.
Well, I tell you, I think Stockton was kind of slick here. They set up at 6 yards deep. Normally the kicking team is going to set up at 7. He's probably right at the top of his range. Good job of getting the ball down and the timing. Hey, he had plenty of leg on that one, but it got over the crossbars by a yard or 2. You can see here, he count the stripes at 6 yards deep instead of the normal 7. There's a good job Stockton does of getting the ball, waiting for the hold. Safety through the post, Bill.
Did a nice little dance step in there as well to talk about footwork, literally, to come up with that one. And Stockton hits the field goal, and Texas goes into the half with a 15-0 lead. We're going to have a chance to visit with Darrel Royal here at halftime. We also planning on visit with Jody Conrad, the women's basketball coach here. And if we can run down Mac Brown before he heads to the locker room, we may have lost him in that band. I think we have. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Halftime here in Austin at Royal Memorial Stadium, Texas, with a 15-0 lead over Rice. Lead. And even though the score may not excite you, there have been plenty of exciting plays in this game. Texas could very easily have more. There's been little doubt who has controlled this game from the beginning.
Well, Major Applewhite's moving the ball down the field. Kwame Cavill is surrounded by the Rice Owls defense. They're going to have to settle for a field goal early in the first quarter to put the first 3 points on the board.
Stockton with a field goal, and then he comes back later, hit another one.
Well, this is the exciting thing for Texas right now. Hodges Mitchell breaks off a 40-yard run, really is igniting that offensive running game for the Longhorns, doing a nice job there. And again, the Rice Owls defense stiffens Stockton for the second field goal.
Stockton's second one of 32 yards to make it 6-0 late in the first.
Well, Rice is moving the ball, and then we got the big sack there by Rogers in the backfield, halting the offensive forward of the Rice Owls.
And the touchdown pass to Cavill of 11 yards. That came with 1:04 to go before halftime. They get it right back, and Stockton, nice adjustment.
Yeah, nice 46-yard field goal by Stockton. Does a good job timing the kick, getting the ball up to the post. Good way to end the half for Texas.
And that brings us to the start of the second half as Sean White is deep to receive the kick, and Chris Stockton to take the honors. Another end zone job, and he certainly will down it after he bobbles it. And Rice will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Let's take a look at some other numbers other than the score. You see Rice being dominated, first downs, no passing yards. Texas got to like just not only balance, but overall just good numbers offensively.
What I think both coaches really like is this number right here, 0-0. You've got no turnovers in the ball game on either side of the ball. That's an accomplishment. Both these teams have had trouble holding on to it, especially Rice with a lot of turnovers. Those are things they want to negate, and they've done that in the first half.
You see, Richardson's had success running the football, but not throwing the ball. How about this time? Incomplete again. Yes, he got hit, but he had a man, and that ball was underthrown as Rawls was pressuring the quarterback as Richardson ended up down on the play.
Well, you see his delivery here. Yeah, it's a little bit three-quarters delivery. Tries to get the ball to Akaronko, the big 6'3" receiver coming across the middle. He knows he was open, wanted that football on timing. Chad Richardson has not thrown the ball extremely well tonight.
And Texas sets up for a 2nd and 10 defensive stand. Richardson, really nowhere to go, but ends up splitting the seam there. Comes up and gets a few yards out of it. Brown makes the tackle. Just a good hard run by Chad Richardson.
Does a good job getting to the outside, reading from the inside out. He elects not to give it to the fullback, and then he's just kind of dancing, trying to buy some time. Maybe a little indecision on the part of the defense. Does a good job turning up for a 4 or 5 yard gain.
3rd and 4. Head coach Darrel Royal mentioned about the sellout crowd. They have gotten noisy when they've needed to, and they'll probably start up again here. Bradley, first down. Boy, good execution that time on the option game as they really sold it up the middle, and Brown makes the tackle. Bradley was close to getting huge yardage. He picks up 14.
Bill, you called it right. It was a lot of execution inside. They sold the fake heavily. Chad Richardson does a good job. Watch inside here as all the Texas defense is going to collapse on the the dive back. Good block there on the outside, and then Richardson pitches to the outside to Bradley, who has the speed to win the corner and get a good first down for the Owls.
And that arm you saw that almost grabbed the ankle of Richardson was Sean Rogers chasing from that right tackle spot. 1st and 10 at the 40. Richardson puts the head down and picks up another 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 as Rawls and Brooks make the tackle. And I think Rice is sitting at a point of they need a touchdown. This ball club's in their 3rd game. They've got 2 field goals to show for 2.5 games being played, and until they get a touchdown, I think you're going to see them struggle offensively. It might be a different club if they can punch it in.
That's right. They've got to build a little bit of confidence. They haven't got that accomplished so far this season. They're moving the ball right now pretty well. They're picking their spots, running the ball. When Chad Richardson is clicking, he's reading his keys correctly, running the ball in his option offense. Things seem to work well. When he doesn't read well, a lot of the burden falls on the quarterback in this offense.
2nd and 5. Richardson again. Hit hard, and good containment by Texas that time as the Longhorns. Brown was there from the free safety spot. You see him, number 24, junior from Baton Rouge. He played high school ball with Applewhite. Marcus Wilkins also there for the Longhorns.
Watch Brown here at the bottom of your screen. He does a good job of just staying in his spot, not trying to commit outside of the pitch. Actually, it was a broken play that time by Rice because he did not have a pitch man for Richardson to go to. Smart quarterback did not pitch it to space and just held on to it. Took his lumps with Brown hitting him.
3rd down and 5. Rice. Man in motion. Richardson pitches it that way. Flag is thrown, and we may have a hold, as that will be a first down if it stands. Griffin was the ball carrier. We saw the same play, same foul, I believe, in the first half.
Yeah, whenever you're trying to get to the perimeter, these guys, the referees are going to look at that, the outside, trying to get a little hook block. I think it might be Aaron Sandoval, the right tackle, number 73 for Rice. Probably got a hook on the defensive end.
Foul and holding by the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot.
Yeah, you see Sandoval, 73. Watch him get his right hand up there, and as he's trying to pull there, trying to get Humphreys blocked, he's not able to do it, and the referee's going to call that penalty. Whenever you get your hands as an offensive lineman outside of the shoulder pads and you see that extension, good chance that they're going to pull the yellow flag out.
See the frustration there on Aaron's face as knew he had the first down.
Well, this is the type of a situation for Rice that they're just not an accomplished team at 3rd and long. I don't know if they've got a play in their playbook to pick up 3rd and 18, Bill.
.57 and counting as Rice, 10 on the play clock. Better hustle here. 3rd down and 18. 3-2, just did get it off. Fullback, and Hampton makes the tackle. And it'll be a punt situation now for the Rice Owls. See Richardson not happy.
Well, the execution that time by the offense, they self-destruct on the penalty. They're moving the ball well. You have the inopportune holding penalty by the offensive tackle in that situation. And, you know, it's one of those things where they're trying to put things together, but one little miscue can really wreak havoc on that offense.
Here's Travis Hale. You got to be sick and tired of coming out and punting every time. Hale. Gets this one off. Garcia bobbled, in trouble, slips a couple, got a block. Oh, a big hit and a foul, another penalty. And that'll come back. And another flag, I think, on Rice for out of bounds. So they're going to have to sort it out here. Boy, that's difficult, though, Gary, when you're running back to try to support, to make sure you don't get them from the back, but from the side.
Well, there's a lot of young guys on these kick return teams, on this punt return team. Anytime you get on the field, you want to make a big play, make a big block. When your returner is trying to get to the near sideline and you're setting up that picket wall, that fence for him to get around, those critical blocks at the top of the wall are the ones that are usually going to be the ones that spring him, or they're going to get a penalty. In this case, there was a penalty back there. We've got 2 flags on the play, as you said, Bill.
Sort them out for us.
And there's a block in the back on the return. And then they've got a personal foul against Rice out of bounds.
And that'll be assessed after the play.
You see here, he's going to get the ball, bobble it, and just going to turn to his right. He knows where his wall is. Good block there. There's a good block there. But watch number 26, Ivan Williams, come in right here on the right side of your screen. This is where they're going to call the penalty, right there.
Good
That's
call.
right at the top of the corner, and Ivan Williams does that. And here's the play out of bounds. Oh, that's
foolish.
Out of bounds. It's not something you're going to do.
The first foul, illegal block, in the back, above the waist by the return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The other foul, dead ball, late hit, out of bounds, 15 yards from where the penalty ends the ball. First down, Texas.
Justin Engler is the one that got the late hit. For Texas, that's the first penalty tonight for the Longhorns. Well, we'll take a break, sort it all out. We'll come back with the Horns up 15-6. So on top 15-0 over Rice, third period, 9:10 remaining. Bill Landlong with Gary Reeves. There's been nothing short of some of the others. And the new track facility's got to have everybody here just drool.
Well, I tell you what, everybody across the country's talking about it, and we're as happy as we can be about it. It's a great facility.
On first down for the Rice Owls, Gingrich nowhere to go on a 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Tyrone Jones makes the tackle. Also Marcus Wilkins in for his second stop of the night. Corey Evans, the new quarterback, or I should say back in for about his third session this evening, will operate for Rice. Second down and 9 after the pickup of 1 by Gingrich. Line of scrimmage will be the 13 here in the third as we talk to Bev Kearney. Bev, what about the women's track and field as far as this year? I know you had another great season last year. Give the fans out there an idea of what's coming up.
Well, we're going to be young, but we're very talented, and I hope that we can see more of the same. It's going to be a great season. It's going to be a competitive season. It's going to be a season of unknowns.
Do you have a certain area this year of strength? I know you've scored points in the national championships in a lot of different areas.
Yes. I still think that the sprints and hurdles will be our stronghold, but John Rimbauer, our assistant distance coach, has done a great job, so we're looking for some great scoring from there in the field eventers.
Third down and 1, Gary, and the 21. And for Rice, if they get something going, they need to pick something up here.
That's exactly right. This is a confidence builder, and Rice needs a first down.
Third and 1 for the 21. Evans drops it off. And the first down is picked up, I believe. We'll see where they mark it. Yeah, I think so. And Rice will keep possession. Gingrich on the carry. Hill and Jackson making the tackle for the University of Texas. Let's take another look at the third down play.
Well, Corey Evans reads the option there, pulls the ball, takes the pitch maybe a little bit early. He could have set that up a little bit better for Gingrich, but does a good job nonetheless getting the ball out on timing and the first down.
We're visiting with Bev Kearney. Bev, give us some of the individual standouts that Texas fans can look forward to in women's track this year.
Well, returning, of course, we've got our national champion, Aaron Aldrich, returning in the high jump. We've got Tanya Jarrett, an All-American in a 400 hurdle. So we got a good crew, and plus I think they'll be excited about all the freshmen coming back.
And I guess with the great talent you've got, it's no different than football. Some of these youngsters just have to bide their time, and it might be a little frustrating when they're used to being the stars coming out of high school.
Well, I don't think these freshmen are going to have that problem. They're already starting to challenge the upperclassmen, so we're looking for a great season from them as well.
Well, if that's the case, then I know they'll be great because you've had just incredible success. We appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And hook 'em horns. Enjoy the game.
Tell you what, they're all on the same page here, folks. You got to love that support from within the department. Bev Kearney with us. Second down, and Evans with a pitch to Griffin, and Griffin gets out to the 35-yard line.
Bill, the first down play by Jamie Tyler, the first down run, they had 7 yards, 7+ yards. Now the second down play, the pitch, really gives us our offense a chance to do some different things. Don't always have to run to the tailback or run to the fullback. Hey, when you have that defense second guessing where you're going to give the football, this option attack really does that. Really gives the Owls an advantage. They've got 2 first downs here consecutive, coming back from deep in their territory. Maybe Corey Evans is going to spark this offense.
Evans played running back and quarterback in his high school days at Richardson. Let's see if he can throw the ball. 1st and 10. He steps up here. Got rocked. Pass went through the receiver's hands, but a good hit in the Texas secondary supplied that as Ahmad Brooks, number 5, being congratulated there. Up front, it was Cedric Woodard that was putting the heat on that fella, Evans.
Well, Big Cedric can do that. He's a great player, gets up the field very well for this Texas Longhorn defense. You asked if Corey Evans can throw the ball, and he showed you that time. He had some zip on it to the outside. A little bit high for the receiver, but nonetheless a very accurate pass.
Sets up 2nd and 10 for the Rice Owls. The Owls 0-2 and scoring just 2 field goals, 1 in each of their first 2 games, and they've been shut out so far tonight. Evans in trouble. Texas is there in force. Longhorn front. Marcus Wilkins, number 56, leading the way.
Good job that time by Texas, sliding from the inside out. Wilkins does, number 56. You'll watch him here. Watch him show up at the inside out position from the linebacker spot. Does a good job corralling. Actually, that's a pretty good play that time by the young quarterback. If he had pitched this ball, it would have been a loss about 4 or 5 yards because there was great coverage that time. by Texas's defense on the pitch as well.
Wilkins, a sophomore from Austin Westwood, and he's forced a 3rd down and 12 for Rice. They're 3 of 10 in 3rd down conversions, and the fans getting after it. Evans keeps the football. He could be gone. 40. Evans brought down by Greg Brown out of bounds. Evans showing the afterburners, and what a huge play for Rice.
Comparatively, as quarterbacks, Corey Evans is about 5'10" and 180, where Chad Richardson is 5'10", 200, a completely different type of runner, probably a little bit quicker, a little more elusive. As you see him going to the left side of your screen here, watch the good block there, cutting off the inside pursuit of Rawls. Good block upfield on the secondary, and that's what opens it up for the big gain here for Corey Evans. You see the defense, they're going for the pitch. Watch, he thinks he's going to pitch for it, and all of a sudden he turns it back inside. The young man, Hassan Jackson, getting this Rice Owl offense moving.
1st and 10. Got hit, unloaded it. Evans hit by Casey Hampton. He's slow to get up.
Well, when he gets hit by Casey Hampton, that's a tough deal because he's one of the strongest players on their defense. And look at what they've done passing for the first 2 games, and tonight, still not a good thing. But I tell you, that play call there by Ken Hatfield, letting his young quarterback throw the ball 2 times in his drive so far, no completions, but it's showing evidence that they want to try to throw the football and not just throw it every down. Not just run it every down, I mean.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 31. Rice trailing 15-0. 5:19 to go in the 3rd. The pitch by Richardson this time, and a 1st down Rice. Bradley picking up the carry. Leroy, the sophomore from Baker, Florida, who averaged 7.7 a carry coming in, stopped by Rawls and Brooks.
Well, they're having some success on the right side with Heath Fowler and Aaron Sandoval blocking well on the right side, and they're doing a good job of, turning the corner, getting the running back outside. Chad Richardson, who came back in on that last play, little sight, little pump. Hey, he sees his hours with an opportunity to score.
A little frustrated early on, taking it out on Texas now. 1st and 10 at the 18. He keeps it, cuts it right back up, inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Chad Richardson, Jackson, and Brown make the tackle. And one thing, when you get this offense going, it is tough to stop because you can't catch your breath on the defensive side.
That's exactly right, Bill. I've been on defense a lot of times, and the most disheartening thing is to get a running team going against you, and you can't stop it. Right now, the Owls are just putting it to the Texas defense, picking their spots, the quarterbacks, the pitchmen, everything clicking in the running game for the Owls.
1st and goal from the 7. They haven't scored a touchdown yet this year. Trying to punch it in. Richardson pitches it here. Bradley to the 4 before he's knocked out by Jackson.
Well, they're stretching the defense, trying to get to the outside. Good pursuit that time. Inside out by Jackson. Does a nice job of tackling. Richardson, he's pitching a little bit early here. I think he could have turned up a little bit more, possibly got a yard or 2 more inside instead of pitching it out.
Richardson, the play, and back to the huddle. 13th play of this drive for Rice. And up the middle, and the stop, I don't know if the whistle blew before the ball pumped out.
Yeah, I think they're going to call his progress down at the 1-yard line. They took him back and stripped the ball. Jamie Tyler, the fullback, got the dive inside. Richardson hands off inside. Good job of pushing it right up the gut. Now they come up with 3rd down and about 1.5 yards to go to the end zone.
Greg Brown, the man that punched that ball out of there. Good thinking on his part. Once you got him wrapped up, go for the football. Well, Baylor found that out last weekend against UNLV. 3rd down and goal from the 1. And Richardson, the keeper for the touchdown. And Rice gets on the board.
This is an accomplishment for this Rice Owl team. You see Chad Richardson and Neil Bray there. These guys are excited. Hey, it's an accomplishment to come in here to a hostile environment. They moved the ball all the way down the field. 15, 16 plays on that drive. Good job of moving it. Corey Evans sparked the offense at quarterback. Number 15 coming in early, and now Chad Richardson has taken over the reins. does a good job of leading this offense for the Rice's first touchdown of the season.
And Richardson, who last year ran for 6 TDs, gets his first and the team's first touchdown. It's 15-6. They're going to go for 2 here. And this is a huge play. They get the pair. It's a touchdown game again. Richardson on the rollout. Comes forward. No! And Texas is there. Longhorns bounce back to stop the 2-point attempt. Humphrey leads the way. 15-6 as the Texas defense comes off. Richardson capping off a 14-play drive. It's 15-6 Horns. Rice bench a little bit more enthused right now after the touchdown and the dominating drive by the Owls. Here's a look at the camper.
Well, this is a 2-point try here, and it begs the question of why did they actually go for 2 with 6 points, trailing 15-6 now. If they get this, it's only going to be 15-8. No chance to kick the extra point, make it 15-7, and then possibly tie it on the next touchdown. Interesting call that time, and but Texas' defense really stiffened to stop the play anyway.
Ken Hadfield may be thinking, hey, we get a touchdown, we better go for 2, because if we get one more, that may be the ball game. And that when you're the underdog, you've been struggling all year, you get all you can when you got the opportunity maybe.
Well, Bill, you and I can do the math. You know, another touchdown, even if it's 8 points, it's still not going to, you know, eclipse 15 points on the board. You want to give your offense the best chance to succeed, and that might have been a questionable call to go for 2.
Grimes to kick it off for the Owls. On the 13 and up the middle, the 16. Victor Ike carrying the football.
Well, now the Rice Owl defense is going to have a chance to respond. Their offense put their first touchdown on the board of the season, and I think that this defense, that might inspire them a little bit more. Texas's offense has been able to move the ball up and down the field, being able to spread the ball around, throwing it to a lot of different receivers. And obviously Hodges Mitchell is having a pretty good night at the tailback position for the Longhorns. Let's see if Rice can respond defensively now that their offense has scored.
Applewhite starts out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the Texas 26. 15-6 Longhorns. Applewhite. Cavill. Fumble. And hold it. Incomplete. Incomplete. This will be interesting to watch as Kwame Cavill, hammered by Josh McMillan, ruled no catch.
Well, that's a good break on the ball by Josh McMillan. The ball is thrown underneath to Kwame Cavill. Let's take a look here at the play and just listen to see what happens. Well, in fast motion, that might have been a catch. He had both hands, pulled it in, both feet on the ground, simultaneous contact.
Give McMillan credit for timing the pop, though, because
that was a good one.
He was right there. Mitchell, been the story tonight on the ground with 125 yards and 10 carries. Now, let's go back at that previous play and slow it down.
Well, you see the ball. He gets the ball both hands. He actually pulls it into his chest. Watch his feet. 1, 2. Folks, is that a catch? You call it. It happens very quickly. You know, it's just he's turning. He's got the football. The helmet is right on the ball. It's exactly how the coach is teaching. Put your hat on the football. Good things can happen, but they didn't get the call. The Owls.
If I'm Rice, that's a catch. If I'm Mac Brown, great call. Very simple. Pick your side there. 3rd and 7. The dump to Mitchell, and he was stripped of it. Well, good defense that time by Kubish, the middle linebacker, having to cover the speedy Mitchell.
Well, I think Hodges Mitchell thought he had the ball out in front, just kind of ran before the catch. The ball was a little behind, should have caught it, but Kubish did have coverage on him. Maybe not even going to catch him, though, with the speed that Mitchell has.
And Jason Hebert back to return the kick, and all of a sudden, this huge crowd of over 80,000, very quiet, Gary.
Well, 3 plays, they net 2 yards on it. Good job by the Rice Owls defense. That's what we asked coming into the series. Are they going to respond? And the answer is they have.
Long. Did not get the height that'll give a chance for return for Hebert. To the 40, he lost the football. And it looked like Texas jumped on it and squirted out again, and Rice got it. We'll see if we get another look at that or not, but Rice will get possession. That could have been a killer for the Owls and a sealer for Texas.
You're exactly right. Jason Hebert's trying to get the ball up the field. He's got 4.5 speed. He's a good runner, but a good hit from the outside. Ball comes free. Those are tough things to grab when you're coming right on top of it. And watch the ball pop loose here, and the Texas player is going to come right over the top of it. That's a hard way to get on top of the ball. You almost want to turn sideways to cradle it. Rice gets the football back.
Jeremy Jones, I believe, caused that fumble. Richardson hands it off, and there's the pigskin on the floor again. And Texas signaling they've got it this time, and they do! Longhorns get the ball back. Aaron Humphrey. Well, there's the play they needed. They hadn't had the turnover yet tonight, and Texas comes up with it, and the crowd goes from off to on in a moment. First turnover of the game, and a huge one as Humphrey with a fumble recovery.
Well, it came from the quarterback-fullback exchange that time. Looked like the mesh with Chad Richardson. The fullback was not complete. Something went wrong. Yeah, we've got Lesper in there. Richardson is trying to give it, but I don't think that Lesper actually took possession of it. That's the timing, the thing that has to be 100% correct all the time for this offense to click. Good job that time by Texas being opportunistic and picking up the fumble.
Brown slips over. Ike, the tailback. Victor Ike, right up the middle. And that is something that's got to bring a smile to Mac Brown's face. That, all right, you need to give your defense a rest, number one, Gary, and you've got to punch the ball in and show that you can take control of the game again. You got to be able to run it.
Well, Victor Ike had a good game a week ago, having a good time running the football, but now he's turning in. Watch the power, though, that Ike has. He gets contact, but just continues to run. Got the Owls just surrounding him. You see Ortega, you see Dawson, you see Hebert on the tackle, but he's continuing to push the pile. Good speed, good power that time by the tailback.
13 yards in the pickup, 1st and 10. Ike gets it again to the 25 for a couple. And there, Lance Redmond, freshman from Katy, Texas, to meet him.
Well, we talked earlier about this big offensive line from Texas. It's the biggest they've had here. These guys that might wear down a little smaller unit. The Rice Owls defense is much smaller up front than this Texas offense. You give a guy like Ike the ball inside, who's probably a little better between the tackles, and where Hodges Mitchell might be a little better elusively outside. That's exactly what's taking over here late in this ball game, and Texas has hammered it inside on Rice.
2nd and 8. Lone back behind Applewhite as he operates from the 25. Mitchell to the 15. Talk about a guy inspired. Hodges Mitchell. You know, Victor Ike rips one off of about 14. Mitchell says, wait a minute, here's 14 of my own. Don't think you're going to get all the playing time back there.
Well, Hodges Mitchell does a nice job, but watch the right side of the offensive line. He's going to have a nice hole there. Kirk Hughes, the guard, and Corey Kwai going to get through there, get blocks for him, then he takes off to the house. Missed tackles by Rice. Hebert finishes off the tackle. Good job that time by Mitchell, getting up the field in positive yardage.
Time of possession is even. 21:50 for Texas, 21:48 for Rice. But this is a momentum drive for Texas with the game 15-6. Rice having scored, stopped them, got it back, turns it over, and now Texas trying to take control again in the final minute of the 3rd period. Judd Smith made the tackle here.
Well, Rice has got to stiffen on defense. They have to hold this Texas offense to a field goal here at best. You know, it could really be disheartening if they were to punch it in for a touchdown. Conversely, though, this Texas offense wants to turn turnovers into points. 6 previous this season, they've had 31 points off of turnovers, and Applewhite is looking for more.
Could be the last play of the 3rd period. 19 seconds remaining. It is 2nd and 9. As they can get another 1st down, it appears they've got the yard marker set. Nunez to the 3-yard line. And that will end the 3rd period with Texas trying to punch in another touchdown. Sadler made the tackle. See Applewhite saying, hey, folks, you came early, you were loud, you want to stay late, let's get after it again. And Texas, after 3, with a 15-6 lead over the Rice Owls and trying to get one more when we come back.
So I always try to keep it simple. because if I forget that that person is a beginner and doesn't have the reference of all the knowledge and the years of training that I have, then you just overwhelm the person. So you always have to start with the basics, and one of the basics is a good gas, like Chevron with Techron, because that helps you run your best.
Help your car run its best. Use Chevron with Techron.
It sounds kind of simplistic, but it's really true.
Talk about a giveaway, but that's nothing compared to the Southwestern Bell Homecoming Giveaway, brought to you in part by Phillips 66. Just call 1-877-BIG-12-FUN toll-free for a chance to win $100,000 towards your dream home or hundreds of other prizes. Don't let this one get away. Call 1-877-BIG-12-FUN toll-free to enter and find out more about the winning team of phone services from Southwestern Bell.
The 8 is...
Welcome back. Tom Hicks, the owner of the Dallas Stars, big on the Texas Board of Regents, decided when he came down to the game, ought to bring a cup with him and might as well make it Lord Stanley.
Hot night, Bill. Could be thirsty. You got to have a big cup.
That's right. All of Texas is enjoying that. I'll tell you what, that may be the neatest trophy in sports, period, that each player's allowed to have it for a day or two to take it and do whatever they want. That cup's been everywhere.
You've heard the stories of what these guys actually do with that thing. They take it from place to place, club to club. You know the stories.
It had pasta in it one night, a little place in Dallas that many people frequent. You never know where the cup's going to show up, and tonight it's here in Austin. Texas trying to punch it in, up 15-6 starting the fourth, and it's third down. Up the middle, nothing doing. So again, Mack Brown a decision. Fourth down. Ferguson and Jackson make the tackle. And do you go for it?
Well, I think he's bringing the kicking team on. It's probably a smart thing to do. But I tell you, that's a good job by the Rice Owls defense. They did respond. They didn't allow the touchdown. Hey, coming away with just scoring a field goal for this Texas offense may be a feather in their cap.
Now, the Rice defense, we talked about at the beginning of the telecast, and Texas getting plenty of yardage tonight, but they have stiffened up when they've needed to. The touchdown pass from Applewhite to Cavill has been it touchdown-wise, and flags everywhere again. And Stockton setting up for that, and we may have a delay of game here. Let's see.
Delay.
Yes.
By the offense.
We'll push it back 5 yards.
That actually might help the kicker because in close, seems like those goalposts are narrow, especially from the side, from the side on the hash mark. A little better angle coming back. 5 yards for him.
So he sets up and was going to go with the 15. Yeah, he'll still stay there, I think. So it'll be the 25-yarder this time. And Stockton is hit from 18, 32, and 48 yards. Chris Stockton, junior from Katy, 5'9", 195. One of the better kickers around. This one is blocked, though. And Rice not only is held, they take over now. The Rice Owls and another kick. They blocked one earlier tonight, but it was wiped off because of a penalty. This time, Travis Ortega.
We talked about it early in the ball game. You're going to have a chance here from the right side. You've got a jumper and a Skinner. Ortega's the jumper inside, does a nice job coming between two on the outside. The Skinner comes to the outside. Watch the left side of your screen here. You see Ortega's going to come to the outside and get in there. 37 just sticks his left leg out. The technique is where you have to put the tight end has to put his right hand up. He did not get contact on Ortega, allowed him to get free. That's a big, big play by the Rice, by the Aggies.
And here come the Owls. Evans back in as the quarterback, and he rolls to near the 20-yard line before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 5 yards, and we're glad to have Gabe Manecki here with us, basketball standout at the University of Texas. And tell you what, not many guys bigger than my partner. It's glad to have one here. Maybe you could keep him in line, Gabe. Thanks for coming aboard with us.
Thank you for having me. How y'all doing?
Tell us a little bit about your off-season in basketball and what you were doing over the summer months.
Well, we just tried to stay working hard every day. We did a lot of conditioning work to get us in good shape. We want to be in better shape this season because last season we only had 7 guys, and they wanted to make sure we have a season where everybody would stay healthy and wouldn't be tired coming to NCAA time.
Did you stay here in Austin in the summer?
Yeah, I stayed here. I was traveling a lot. I went to Greece, I went to Indianapolis for a Nike camp, and I went to Santa Barbara for a Jordan camp and a Portland Trailblazers camp. So, but for the most part, I was living here in Austin, and I was getting to do a lot of workouts with the team.
3rd down and 2. Chad Richardson brings them out. 3rd and 2. Big play for the Rice Owls, down 15-6. Richardson pitches it. Gingrich. He hit hard, and the collision may have carried him. Let's see where they spot the football. Greg Brown made the tackle.
I tell you, but Irvis Hill was the one who caused the play. Did a good job of coming up underneath the runner from the outside. Take a look here from the end zone. You're going to see that Richardson's going to take the option here. You hold it there. That's gone. You go to the outside here. Richardson could turn up, and he could get the first down, but he elects to pitch. Probably a bad decision. Good job that time by Texas's defense. Irvin comes up with a nice job, and Brown finishes the tackle.
4th down and inches. Rice going for it from the 24. Richardson. Looked like he found a crease just coming off the center's left side as he tried to ride in there behind Matt Baldwin, I believe. Woodard and Rogers were there on that wall, but Ken Hatfield said, hey, we want to shorten the game and have it be a game in the 4th quarter. Now it's time to make some big decisions.
Well, they got 10 yards and 2 inches on the first down there for that first down. Good way to respond, though. Get the ball back after a block kick. It's like a turnover. Move the football. This offense is starting to move a little bit for the Owls, Bill.
1st and 10 at the 25. Richardson wanting to throw. Got a little time, but misses the man. Looking for Gilbert Okoronkwo, and couldn't come up with it. He's a sophomore out of New Orleans, number 16. Okoronkwo. We're talking to Gabe Manecki, another easy name to say. Basketball player for the University of Texas. And Gabe, I think it's been interesting. We've had a lot of athletes up here with us tonight. How a big football event like this just kind of brings the whole university together, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it really does. I mean, people really love the Texas Longhorns football team, and me especially. I used to play football, and I love watching these guys, and it's great for the university when they played as well. So hopefully they can pull it out here.
2nd and 10 for Rice. Richardson, he's brought down. The sack on the play, Marcus Wilkins. Wilkins had 7 tackles in the first 3 games. He's been huge tonight, Gary.
Marcus Wilkins playing inside linebacker. Does a good job of scraping to the outside. He comes up on the quarterback, and he's got responsibility. Quarterback to pitch. Watch here as he comes down the right side. He steps up into the hole. Does a good job forcing the action, takes away the pitch, and makes the tackle.
And enjoyed it. Letting his teammate know about it. Pulling Aaron Humphrey. That's how you do it. 3rd and 14, and the crowd lets you know how big it is. Nothing happening here. And again, the Texas front. Casey Hampton and crew.
Casey Hampton just overpowered the Rice guard that time. Does a nice job pushing through on Neil Gray and Heath Fowler inside. I tell you, he's a big man. Watch him here on the left side of your screen. Quickness, gets inside. Well, I don't know how you stop that one, Bill.
I'll tell you what, I think Gabe's ready to grab a helmet and go down there and join him.
Oh, man, I love it out here.
You miss playing football at all?
I really and truly do. I y'all won't believe it, but I thought about playing, but it was kind of ludicrous, man. But I really would have enjoyed playing ball.
I don't know. Look at these guns he's carrying here. Wait a second.
I think Mac Brown would put him at tight end tomorrow.
Travis Hale with the punt. A boomer all the way back to the 23. Garcia scrambles to the 30-yard line after a 58-yard kick by Travis Hale. And Brandon Green made the tackle. Well, Gabe, it's a pleasure to see you. The best of luck this season.
Thank you very
much. I know it's
much.
going to be a great year for you in the Longhorns. Thanks for coming
Yes,
aboard.
sir, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Gabe.
Have a good one.
You too.
Gabe Manecki, Texas basketball player, stopping by here as we sort out the flags out on the field. And Texas owning a 15-6 lead. And there's a chance to talk a little bit about it here. Mac Brown earlier this week was a little concerned, I think, Gary, that even though they lost to NC State, that was a game that they've controlled. they get the 2 wins that, hey, last year they pounded Rice, but Coach Royal mentioned at halftime, for Rice, this is a season-type game, and they came in here very well prepared. A long way to go. He brought Texas in here to practice in the stadium one day just to try to goose them up a little bit and get them going, and it seems to may have taken a while. Hopefully they can finish it off here. We'll take a brief break. We'll come back. Stay with us, 15-6 to score. The same excitement that the rest of the fans here tonight. Beeves says, hey, be cool. Still a long way to go. 10 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. And a huge crowd here tonight at Royal Memorial Stadium as Texas last non-conference game before Baylor. And tell you what, it's been quite a battle, and it's still a long way to go.
Well, really, both teams are looking for that identity. Texas in their running game, they want to establish that. Hodges Mitchell has showed up for the Texas Longhorns tonight in the backfield. Rice, they want to put a score on the board, a touchdown. They've done that. I think both teams are accomplishing a little of what they set out to do here. Still got some work to go with 10 minutes left in this ball game. We've got a good contest, 15-6.
10:09 remaining. First down, Applewhite. The play action, everybody bit. Jones, the tight end, first down and more. Steamrolls his way out of that Rice bench area as Bedford, Kalen Bedford, a senior from DeSoto, made the tackle.
Well, you saw Major Applewhite on the fake that time. He does a nice job of hiding the football. The defense bid on the fake. Watch him here as he fakes the handoff, and watch the defense just kind of go to him. See there? He's right around the corner. Nice job of faking. Gets it out to the tight end on a little boot pass to Weigel. Hey, the big tight end can run. I saw him catching passes in warm-ups this afternoon. And I tell you, he looks like a pretty good prospect here to do good things for this Texas offense.
Applewhite on 1st and 10. Incomplete. Mitchell reaching, grabbing, bobbling, saying, get in here, ball. Just couldn't quite find the handle, and Kubish was covering on the play.
Well, that's the second ball that Hodges Mitchell has dropped tonight that was in his hands. That one certainly would have been a first down, probably 15 yards when he makes a catch. Watch it here. The ball's on timing. He's trying to run possibly a little before the catch. Got his left hand, maybe his wrist taped up there. That might be affecting his hand. There's that a cast? It might be a cast. It is a cast on his left thumb. Well, if you're going to throw it to your tailback with a cast on, you're going to get some of those drops.
Great effort by Mitchell that time. 2nd down and 10. Mitchell carries to the outside and out of bounds. Stops the clock, 9:48. Ortega and McMillan makes the tackle.
Well, the stable's pretty deep here for this Texas team. They've got running backs coming in, and wide receiver, Bill, they really are. They've got a lot of depth there. They've got Kwame Cavill, obviously, probably their feature receiver on the outside with Ryan Nunez and Montrell Flowers. We've got depth there. We saw Jamel Thompson catch the ball early in the ball game. Major Applewhite's got 4 of those receivers out there now for his choice.
Applewhite on 3rd and 6 from the 32. Zips it. Nunez had to come back to make the grab and is short of the first down. So decision time again for Mack with Kubish making the stop. Let's see where they spot it. Texas may get a pretty good spot here.
Now they're going to measure at least.
Texas has won 34 of the last 35 meetings. That one lone Rice victory occurred in '94. Ken Hatfield's first year with Rice, and they won 19-17. They went on to share the Southwest Conference title that year.
Well, that was a big, big game for Rice in the history of that program. It was on a national television audience. It was on our friends at ESPN. And I'll tell you, I talked with Bill Cousins about that a long time back. It's where they get a first down here for Texas. Rice has had a lot of people call and request a copy of that tape. They got permission from ESPN to actually sell copies of that tape to their alumni. It's such a big moment in Rice's history for their football program.
And Coach Brown knows that comes with the territory at Texas, that you're always going to be a target, particularly for any of the other Texas schools, and even more so now that they're no longer in the Southwest Conference with the odds. Applewhite. And the dump. Complete. Cavill has got a touchdown reception tonight, stopped by Greg Gatlin, and that'll make it a 2nd and short. And Texas, by the way, this will complete the series with Rice They're going to go off and on with Rice and Houston. They'll play Houston next year in the start of a brief series. And speaking of Rice, they've been around them a while, haven't they? A&M, of course, the all-time opponent with 105 games, and Oklahoma and Baylor, which is next week. Rice, the fourth oldest series, number of games. It was broken up the first year that the Big 12 started. It was the year they missed. Cavill got the first down. And Applewhite completes the pass.
Well, Kwame Cavill does a good job that time coming back to the football, and I think he does an even better job of holding on to it. He knows he's going to get popped. Josh McMillan, the cornerback, comes and cuts underneath him. Kwame Cavill, you know, he's had a good start this season, Bill. He's actually a very elusive receiver, can make a big play at any time, turn a 5-yard gain into an 80-yard gain. That's the kind of receiver he is. But sometimes you have to be smart and tough, and he was on that play.
First and 10 on the 15. The fumble. Applewhite and Mitchell got crossed up, and Rice has recovered. The Owls have recovered. Man, oh man.
Bill, that's the first turnover caused or accepted by the Rice team this year. 79 Allison, the defensive tackle, comes through. It's a dropped handoff to Hodges Mitchell.
Isaac Allison with the recovery. Here's the play.
Just an inside handoff. It's kind of like a draw. I don't know if he's going to hand it to him or not. Allison does a nice job diving between the two to get the ball. You see the mesh here. It looks like Hodges wants it, but maybe Major didn't want to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they both wanted it.
Well, they don't run the option as well as Chad Richardson and Corey Evans, so that's not something they're going to work on quite a bit.
Speaking of Evans, the keeper, Evans, comes through to the 30-yard line. He's got a first down on the first carry. And 7:54 remaining. Let's go back to those Rice keys to victory. See how they're doing.
Well, we talked about them controlling the ball and the clock, and when they do move the ball, they do obviously eat up the clock. The first turnover we saw there, Rice needed that to get going. Shut down Texas running game. That has not happened. Hodges Mitchell has run the ball very well and no big plays. That is a plus for this defense. They haven't allowed the big play. They did have the one pass for a touchdown in the back of the end zone to Cavill, but overall, Rice has gotten some of the things accomplished coming into this game that they needed to be successful.
And they're still 2 scores away. But if Texas scores there, gets the touchdown, for Rice, that's like a mountain instead of a hill that they've got to climb with their lack of passing tonight. The keeper, I thought they had the first down, but they missed it by half a foot. Lewis and Hicks make the stop here on the second short. We'll see if they got it.
Yeah, the spot looks like it's very generous from the line official. The linebackers come over the top here. Watch him over the top and hit Corey Evans. Is that Wilkins again in the middle?
Believe so. Gary Rice tonight is 0 of 8 in the passing game. Evans 0 of 2. Richardson 0 of 6. Applewhite's thrown for 227 and 1 touchdown. But Rice has been able to run the football tonight. Richardson 13 for 65. Bradley's got 8 for 50 and Evans 9 for 42. This time nothing happens on first down as Sean Rogers puts a stop to the rushing game. For the night, Rice 50 carries, 226 yards.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want to be able to move the ball on the ground, eat up clock. It's pretty good production by that offense. Only 6 points still to show for it.
Well, they've had over 200 yards rushing against Texas now in the last 5 meetings with these two. They're only averaging coming in 152 yards on the ground after being 5th in the nation in rushing offense last year. 2nd and 10. Evans, he's in trouble as he just did keep the football. He got tripped up. He almost lost possession.
And Casey Hampton and Woodard that time, they do a good job getting into the backfield. And Casey Hampton, Sean Rogers, and Cedric Woodard really push up the field. They are big, strong, imposing defense. And you add Aaron Humphrey into that. These guys are probably one of the best front fours in all of college football. They can make a lot of things happen. I tell you, this season they have done a lot of good things at front four for this team. Had 62 tackles, 4 sacks, 12 tackles for losses, 23 quarterback pressures, and a couple caused fumbles. Excellent job by that front four for Texas.
3rd and 12. Evans in trouble. He's nailed on the 20-yard line. DeAndre Lewis came blitzing through. And the Owls will have to kick it away with 6:03 to go. Oh, you like defense. You've got to have enjoyed this game tonight.
Well, they left. Aaron Babineau went out of the ball game, and you have Lewis playing to the outside now, doing a good job getting up the field, making the play on the quarterback. A little bit of an outside rush. Not much passing game here by the Owls tonight. Obviously none. No receptions at all for this team. It's something that they've got to find a way to get going. They can't convert 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, running the football every time. They've got to find a way to throw the ball down the field.
And thus, Texas able to bring a few more to put some pressure on, knowing that their secondary can handle the coverage. The block attempt almost worked. Garcia takes Hale's punt on the fair catch at the 41-yard line of the Longhorns. So Texas will get the football back. They dodged the turnover bullet thanks to D.D. Lewis and the rest of that defensive unit. And a flag is thrown on the play here with 5:22 remaining in the football game. Bill and Gary Reasons and the crew with you. Hope you're enjoying it tonight. Texas with a 15-6 lead, and the hold against the Longhorns. They've not moved those down markers yet. But I think it's going to still be Texas possession.
10-yard penalty. First down, Texas. Timeout.
Okay, sounds good to us. 5:22 remaining, 15-6 Texas. We're back with more in a minute.
The defense, Pittman comes up with a fumble. 2 plays later, it's a touchdown by the Owls. Good things happen when you make big plays.
Richardson, a moment to reflect with 27-yard touchdown pass, and Rice. Unbelievable ball game. 15-13, 5:01 to go. Scott Grimes to kick it off for the Owls. And Texas being shut out here in the second half. Knell down it there and bring it out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 20. And now the Texas offense again, trying to establish itself. And again, what you'd like to be able to see is be able to take a nice long ground drive, would you not, Gary?
Well, you like to chew up some clock, and I know Mac Brown would like to chew up some clock, move the football down the field. You know, Mac Brown is one of the most positive people, positive coaches you could ever be around. You have a little adversity here. Things go against you in this situation. Look at what the Longhorns have done in the 4th quarter. Mac Brown is a guy who wants to turn his team around and do anything he needs to do that. Tries to get his group going out there, and I know before the offense went out there, he encouraged them, hey, get on your blocks, make something happen, shoot up some ground yards.
1st and 10, Hodges Mitchell does just that as he bounces his way out to the 25-yard line. Last week, Texas, I wouldn't say struggled, but they never give the real knockout to Rutgers, and it won 38-21. We all know what happened against NC State when they lost 23-20 with the block punts. Stanford, a different story, 69-17 as they blew away the Cardinal. 15-13, 2nd down and 5. Again, up the middle. Mitchell took a hit, kept on clicking as Hebert made the stop, but he may have bounced off. He's very close to the 1st down. Going to be just short, it appears. We'll see where they spot the football.
It's going to bring up a big 3rd down, 3rd and short. This Rice Owl defense, though, a week ago against Michigan, a very big, powerful team. They stopped them twice on 4th and short. Let's see if they can come up again against this big Texas offensive line on 3rd and short.
3rd and less than a yard. Applewhite keeps it. Thompson makes the tackle. Remind you to join UT students on the South Mall for a game-watching party on Saturday, October 30th. That's prior to kickoff. Watch Texas at Iowa State. Admission is free, and all students are welcome to watch the Horns and the Cyclones on the large screen televisions.
Bill, little clock management here, looking for Rice. 1st down. Their offense, it doesn't move very fast all the time. The last possession they had was very atypical, and 2 plays for a score. Now with 3 minutes and 30 seconds, they might want to start using their timeouts.
Working the play clock. Applewhite rolls out just out of the reach of Cavill. He was blanketed out there by Hebert.
A little surprising that time that Texas elects to put the ball in the air, possibly an errant throw, and stopping the clock. That's a good play for Rice, stopping them on that play, and better yet, it stops the clock.
Smith had the pressure on Applewhite that time. So now, 2nd and 10 with 3:19 remaining. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining, so that 3:19, a little bit misleading. There's some time to go here. Mitchell, 40, 50. I don't know if they still see him. Mitchell, what a nice fake by Applewhite. He just pranced back like he had the football the entire time, and Mitchell rolled through the secondary. Sadler made the tackle, the cornerback.
Well, on the left side of the screen, Corey Quay does a good job just positioning on the tackle, does a good job staying on his block, and then Mitchell, I don't think they even saw him. You said it right, Bill. They didn't see him have the football. Applewhite just rolls, hands off. Little delay on that draw, and a good effective play for the Longhorns.
Mitchell, 175 yards on 16 carries. 1st and 10 at the 48 of Rice. Applewhite again. Mitchell leaning and clawing for another 5 yards. I mean, wouldn't you think Green makes the tackle? You look at the stats, and someone says, all right, Major Applewhite has thrown for 227 yards and a touchdown, and you got Mitchell with 175 yards rushing and 16 carries. You're leading by 2, 15-13. Incredible. Texas tonight with 425 yards of total offense to 246 for Rice. But I've only put it in the end zone once. Applewhite, the fake. And low to Brother Jones, the tight end, and that stops the clock again with 2:27 to go and brings up a 3rd and 7. And this makes for an interesting call.
Yeah, 3rd down and long, opportunity for Rice to, if they put the ball on the ground, electing to run it, stop them, possibly cause them to punt, get the ball back with a couple of timeouts, or Mack Brown may elect to throw the ball, try to pick up the 1st down. They've run the ball effectively outside. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hodges Mitchell getting the ball on the outside on some perimeter play with an opportunity to pick up the 1st down on his own.
Flowers comes left, 3 receivers to the top of the screen, and the slot is Nunez. And out of the shotgun, Applewhite on 3rd and 7. Dancy got all day, got a man, complete to Cavill, to the 25, and that will move the chains. Huge play, and Cavill wide open before he is brought down by Sadler. And Texas on the key 3rd and 7 gets the pass to Cavill. Kwame makes his 7th reception of the night.
Well, Applewhite, he has a lot of time up front. That offense is young, it's inexperienced. They do a good job there of holding out Rice. They don't have any rush, any pressure. When you have that much time, a quarterback with the skills that Applewhite possesses, going to find an open receiver, and he does in Cavill.
1st and 10 now for the Longhorns, clinging to a 2-point lead. They like to punch one in and put what you think would be a lock on this. Mitchell brought down at the 15. Hodges Mitchell just been phenomenal. Hebert makes the tackle. And Mitchell continues to roll on the ground. Mitchell last year, 23 carries, 111 yards for the year.
Well, watch these big guys push up front. Watch the hole that Hodges Mitchell has to run through. Nobody there. Kubers tries to dive and make the tackle, and Hebert hanging on for dear life to pull him down. Hodges Mitchell's explosive through the hole. He runs with power.
They sorted out here. Mitchell, 111 yards last year playing behind Williams, 103 through 3 games coming in here tonight, and tonight 18 for 188.
We talked about identity. Mack Brown wanted to find an identity for his offense, for his running game, create some balance. He knows he's got a good passing attack with Major Applewhite and company in the receiving core. But I tell you, the offense that they're running now, it doesn't have Ricky Williams. They don't have that superb runner, the guy who can run through a hole that's there and also break tackles, elude people. They're trying to find that. They found a combination of Hodges Mitchell, Victor Ike at times. It looks like Hodges Mitchell may be setting himself apart in that role.
Yeah, Williams, of course, could play the workhorse, or he might get you 50 on one pop. Whatever the case, everybody could know what you're going to do and you still couldn't stop it.
Well,
this year it's a little bit more by committee.
You bet. I talked to Greg Davis, their offensive coordinator, about these two running backs, and he told me that neither one of them are capable of the workload that Ricky Williams was able to hold up to over the course of his career. This is just 3 ball games into the year, obviously, but they're into their 4th game now, and so they're trying to establish a little bit of momentum, a little bit of continuity in the backfield, trying to find out what this team is going to look like. Hodges Mitchell, as I've said before, starting to come to the front in that area.
Yeah, 80 carries between the two coming in here tonight in 3 games. So that kind of gives you an idea of how they've shared the load. Mitchell had 37 and Ike 43. Tonight, Ike's 12 for 38, but Mitchell 18 for 188. It's 2nd and 1. Applewhite keeps it himself. Should have it. That will move him again with 1:35 to go. And Rice with 2 timeouts remaining. Irwin and Kubish made the tackle for the Owls there. Applewhite tonight, some good-looking numbers, 26 of 40 for a TD to Cavill, 246 yards total.
Yeah, and a couple of drop passes. We know the ones that Mitchell didn't hold on to. Those numbers could have been even increased. This is going to continue his streak to 14 games, throwing a touchdown in each of those games and over 200 yards passing. A pretty good start for a guy in 14 ball games as a college quarterback.
Mitchell squirts through for another 5. Down near inside the 11. Give him 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Pittman made the tackle.
Well, at what point here does Ken Hatfield call a timeout? You'd think he'd want to use whatever clock you have. He's got 2 timeouts left at his disposal.
2nd down and 6. The clock ticks. 12 on the play clock. As you look at the game clock in the upper left, 8 on the play clock. Applewhite waits till the final moment. Now, at this point, Hodges Mitchell, now there's the timeout from Coach Hatfield. But at this point, Hodges Mitchell needs to remember what happened to Bush at Baylor last week. You're leading by 2. At this point, we like your effort, but you darn well better protect that football.
Yeah, at all costs, this type of ball game. The last thing you want to do is have a turnover. You're trying to run the clock out. This is what you do as an offense. You try to finish a team. That's what this offense for Texas is trying to do with Major Applewhite and company. You know, finish out a ball game, take control of it. They have the ball, good position. The clock is in their favor. It's a good way to finish this game, and Mac Brown wants his young team, his young offensive team, to learn how to finish these types of ball games. He told us coming in that he didn't think it was going to be any kind of an easy contest like last year was here. This is certainly a different Rice team. Their defense is improved, and they're going to get better each week as well. So Texas, you know, they've accomplished a few things coming in. The good thing that they've got is they've got a win.
Well, and the other thing to remember here is this is a little bit different situation than we were talking about with that game. It's 3rd and 6. Rice still has a timeout. So Texas, if they would, for example, take a knee here, Rice going to call a timeout, and then you stop them. Rice would get the ball back for a Hail Mary and still be that deal. But it's certainly a different situation than what we were talking about. I want to remind Longhorn fans that 2 Aggie teams will come to Austin next week. There's twice the excitement. Longhorn soccer faces A&M Friday night at 7, followed by volleyball Saturday at 7. Soccer tickets are available at Randall's for just $3, and volleyball tickets call 477-6060. Soccer and volleyball, Texas versus A&M. Can't ask for much more than that. We've certainly gotten all you could ask for here tonight as far as excitement. Applewhite, 3rd and 6, and the play clock expires. Dead ball, so that'll set him back. And after that timeout, Mac Brown talking the official now. I'm not exactly what, I know what he's arguing about is something about that play and the clock, but I don't know the particulars.
He's thinking he's got to give him a chance to get set in the huddle, reset the play clock, and possibly didn't do that.
I think that's it, that when the team comes back out, I think he's wondering, were they properly notified that, all right, timeout is over, play clock starts.
Little conference by the officials at about the 12, 13 yard line, and possibly Mac Brown has told them something to think about, and they've
made, at least he's got them conferencing, if nothing else. And now a timeout, Texas.
Disregard.
Maybe they were calling a timeout there as well. I'm not sure. Maybe they weren't recognizing it. So Applewhite, I believe, was trying to call the timeout as the play clock was coming down, and Brown saying nobody recognizing it. That all could have been part of it. Whatever, the trials and tribulations of a football team, particularly offensively, Gary,
is on the field and commanding this offense so well. Hey, I don't think that Mac Brown has any intention of putting a young player in there, especially with this offense still trying to find itself.
Even though they're excited about the possibilities of Sims. They hand it off to Mitchell. He is stopped, and Rice will call the timeout. And now it'll be 4th down with 18 seconds to go. 17. Redmond made the tackle on the play. Yeah, and Brown also told us there's Hall, another freshman, who is planning on redshirting him if there's no injuries to Applewhite or to Chris Sims.
Well, quarterback is a good situation. They've actually got a commitment from a young man from the Woodlands. Probably one of the best quarterbacks possibly coming out this year. Quarterback's a good situation here at Texas, you know, and how he coaches that, and it's really the same that any option quarterback has to look at. You're one snap away from being the starter, and that's what they've gone with all these quarterbacks. And really any position on the field, the coaches have to take it the same way. They try to prepare players to get in the ball game and take opportunity. Look at what happened at safety for Texas in the first ball game. They lose Quentin Jammer and Butcher, both the free safeties at that position. Actually, they were the two players that were the wings on the punt team that were part of the result of the problems they had in the punting game where they had the 3 punts blocked. And the players behind them, probably the 3rd or 4th on the depth chart, probably thought, hey, I'm not going to play. We got some established veterans here on defense. You're one play away, and that's what Mac Brown and his staff is always trying to show these guys. So it's a youthful secondary, a youthful backfield. A lot of things here are up in the air about Texas, but I tell you, they've got a good start. Going to go 3-1 on the season before they go to Baylor next week.
Well, Richard Walton and his injury last year is what opened the door for Major Applewhite,
exactly.
or who knows what the situation would be, and Applewhite certainly answered it. All right, here's the 4th down, and they're going to try the field goal here with it 15-13 or so, it appears, as Stockton boots it for a 30-yarder, and it is good. So Texas gets the field goal, and that gives them a little breathing room in the point that Rice, had they just taken a knee or whatever there, Rice certainly only needs to get a field goal to win the game. Now they've got to get a touchdown.
Yeah, a whole different animal there. Interesting to see what Texas is going to do on this kickoff. Try to kick it through the end zone. They can go the long field, 80 yards, or maybe they're going to squib kick it and possibly run some more time off the clock and possibly result in only 1, possibly 2 plays by the Rice Owls on offense.
But did you notice this crowd? That was not a routine field goal, was it? Not after what's happened here tonight and with NC State, but anytime the ball is kicked, the crowd is going,
well, when you look at the ball game here, Rice has blocked 2 kicks in the ball game, 2 field goals, one early in the ball game that actually had a penalty. They got to kick again and scored, and then the kick later in the ball game here in the second half that they blocked. Those things can happen in the kicking game. Those are the opportunistic things that a team coming into a hostile situation has to accomplish, and Rice has done a pretty good job in the second half.
And there the score by the quarters as Rice getting the 2 touchdowns. Texas just getting the field goal for their first points in this half. Sean White is deep. Texas will boot it off with 14 seconds to go. Rice is without timeouts. And let's see where Stockton lays this one. A low line drive kick that does allow a return. The 20. And out of bounds, or near there at the 28-yard line. Corey Reddick makes the tackle. Talk about a prospect. Mac Brown's recruiting has been phenomenal, and this is one of the best of that freshman class that has come in here.
Well, you have an offense that runs a wishbone spread option attack. Got 1 or possibly 2 plays to throw the ball down the field. Not their forte. Got to have the big home run here to get back in this ball game.
Richardson's completed 1 pass tonight, and that'll be it. Humphreys comes on for the sack. Aaron Humphrey, and Texas wins. Humphrey nails Richardson with the stack, and Aaron seals the 18-13 hard-fought victory. Texas wins again, but boy, it wasn't easy as Rice drops to 0-3, and Chris Stockton coming through tonight with 4 field goals as Texas wins it 18-13 over the Rice Owls. A crowd of over 80,000 sweated through with the Longhorns tonight, and the Texas club ends up with an 18-13 victory. But important thing, just get the W these days, Gary.
That's exactly right. Mac Brown and his staff, they knew that this was going to be a tough contest coming in here against a feisty Owl bunch. They did a pretty good job on defense the last couple of weeks, and actually this game, they just didn't play up to the caliber that they had the previous 2. The offense got on track for Texas with Hodges Mitchell at tailback. Major Applewhite had his steady ball game once again. So Texas, really accomplished the things they needed to win the ball game.
Stay with us. We'll take a break. We'll be right back to wrap it up. 18-13 Horns. Wins over Rice 18-13. Applewhite 246 yards passing, 14th straight game over the 200-yard mark. Had a TD pass to Cavill, and rushing Hodges Mitchell, 21 carries, 188 yards tonight as Texas wins over Rice. Next up, conference opener against Baylor.
Well, I think Texas set forth a few things tonight. Hodges Mitchell at the tailback position got the running game going the way Mac Brown would have hoped for, and I tell you, their defense actually played very well against a really atypical style of offense. The spread option that Rice runs is not anything easy to defend. They did a pretty good job in stopping that, and they only had 1 completion, but it was for a touchdown, so the secondary held kind of a running game attack. No passes completed except for the 1.
Texas now 3-1, Rice 0-3, and they go home for their home opener against Navy before 2 more on the road. For Gary Reasons and our entire crew, this is Bill Land saying good night from Austin. Once again, our final score, the University of Texas 18, the Rice Owls 13. You've been watching coverage of Big 12 football, produced in association by Fox. Nice job. Thank you. Thanks, Ted. So is this a welcome back? You're watching Texas football, Texas and Rice at Royal Memorial Stadium due to time restraints. We move ahead to further action. Is that it? Okay, ready? You're watching Texas football, the Longhorns and the Rice Owls at DK Royal Memorial Stadium in Austin. Due to time restraints, we'll move ahead now to further action.
By taking an active role in the Longhorn Recycling Roundup, you're helping to keep Darrel Royal Stadium beautiful and litter-free. Don't forget, Longhorn fans, good sports, always recycle.
You know what the score, too? Yeah, 15-0. Right.